Yeah. Yeah. Is he gonna drop that?
Oh, I thought somebody else was gonna come in.
Jesus. Keenan.
Oh, okay.
Jesus, penis.
Jesus, penis. I don't think he's gonna go with it. Yeah. You gotta drop the beat.
Just start already.
Welcome all to episode 80 of the None of Our Business podcast. We are your hosts.
Oh my God,
Keenan,
get it.
Cianan Dunkaroos, C-section, C-notice, see your way out of here, C4, C3PO, K9,
Yay,
Snickerdoodle.
CB4.
Snickerdoodle. And I will get my beatboxing. So
No, you're not.
I'm not.
We got Deech, Daniel Deech,
Yo.
the Deecher
Yo.
of all Deechers.
Yow.
D-Daddy.
D-Daddies.
D-Nasty.
Ooh,
Yo.
D-Nasty.
Ooh, D-Nasty. I like
I
that
like
one.
that one.
We got Deech in the building.
Hey.
Yes, sir. Back again.
And I'm Joe.
Back in
Just
effect.
Joe.
I'm getting, like I'm having a lot of fun whenever you come on. It's very much fun.
it's a great time, man. I'm
know?
always happy to be here.
I've never seen that tattoo on you. Where was that?
This Kobe one?
Oh.
I got this one the week he passed.
And the snake is a black mamba.
Yes.
Ah.
What?
I got it. I
So
figured. I put two and two together.
8 and 24.
Nice.
8 and 24, yeah.
How do you feel
Wow.
about that?
Tattoo?
That
Or,
tattoo, I love it.
or Kobe?
Oh man,
Both.
Kobe.
Oh.
Yeah, that guy. Well, forever. My kids will know who Kobe was.
Mhm.
They're
course.
gonna watch all his film. They'll know who he is.
Of course.
it still
Still
hurts.
stings?
Yeah,
That
it still
did come
hurts.
out of left field. It was like out of nowhere. Like what?
Yeah, man. And
Really?
then he passed,
Dude.
and then all the world went to shit.
Pretty
Yeah.
It's
much.
crazy.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the chosen.
He
Oh, he
was.
was.
So the chosen was slayed.
Jeez.
Everyone
the
listened
world went to
Kobe.
shit.
Yep, everyone listened to Kobe.
Nothing's been right since Kobe passed. That is crazy when you really think about it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Because that was late February, right?
No, late January 26th.
January. Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? And then there was a downward spiral from there.
Yep.
Pretty much. Jesus.
Rest in
Shit.
peace.
All right.
So ever since The Last Dance aired, I've been super in need of watching more 30 for 30.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, right?
And then they released the Lance Armstrong one,
Yeah.
which was pretty good.
Mm.
And then they released the Bruce Lee
Bruce Lee
one.
one,
The
uh-huh.
Bruce Lee one was fucking.
Is this a
fire.
30 for 30 for Bruce Lee, or is this
It's a 30 for
different-
30 for Bruce Lee. It's called Be
Oh.
Water.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it shows a bunch of home videos and stuff of his actual family stuff,
Mhm.
and it was pretty dope.
I've noticed that when there's in documentaries or movies about really good people who do good things in life, they seem to have found a bunch of videos and tapes and pictures of them as a kid.
Mhm.
And that made me think shit, I don't really have much of that. So I guess I'm not going to be that great.
People are not gonna know who I am.
yeah.
Oh, well, your legacy will live on your podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, it
But
would.
They won't know the younger.
They won't see videos
They
of
won't
me
see Doodlebug.
yeah.
That's for sure.
God damn it.
They'll know him as Keenan Duncan, formerly of the None of Our Business podcast. He hasn't been seen since after the 4th season.
No. There's tons of video.
He's gonna get so big,
Yeah, I know.
so famous.
That's
We'll
crazy
see.
though. No, because I really reflect on it too. Because when I was younger, we were well off, right?
Mhm.
So we had a bunch of home videos
Mhm.
of us and stuff, and then my father he'd gotten arrested for embezzlement.
Yeah.
The company they worked for got the president and some other dude stole millions of dollars from
Shit.
the company.
Uh,
So my dad was like, fuck it,
They
I'm not
pinned it
gonna
on
say
him.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of tried to pin it on him, say, hey, if you tell us who it was and where
Mhm.
they are, we'll give you, and my dad was like, nah, I ain't saying shit, I don't know shit,
Right.
whatever. So he went to jail. But we had a bunch of home videos, we had a bunch of family heirlooms, quote unquote. And because of what happened with my father, all that stuff that was in
You
storage
took it?
was gone.
Wow.
Yeah, so like any home videos are gone. Any like
Damn.
childhood toys and things like that are gone. So we kind of had to rebuild from. I don't know. I was probably like 10 years old when all this happened.
Okay.
So we literally had to rebuild from nothing.
Jesus.
So I don't think there's anything, of me prior to when I was 10 years old. It's still in existence.
We got to change the status quo. We got to become famous so that we will have videos of us.
Well, I
they can
think
put on.
I think now we live in a digital age, so there's no way that we're not going to find
Oh,
stuff
of
of
ourselves.
ourselves.
Yeah, there's
you know?
record of me on. If you go on Facebook, and there's anybody who's listening, and you want to see some like old Cianan shit, you go on my Facebook and and it's all free. I don't hide any of my stuff, no passwords. Just click on photos and scroll all the way down, and then work your way back up,
Nice.
and you'll see some shit in there. Like, oh yeah,
That's crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But that kind of makes me think that I don't really have to worry about like my kids and shit or
Yeah.
them having memories of their childhood because that shit is everywhere.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
everywhere.
It's everywhere, and as long as those servers like stand,
Mm-hmm.
they're not gonna go anywhere.
So what's the deal with that? If because the internet is technically, and we had a discussion with Fernando, technically it's on one big ass hard drive in some warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
So and there's a bunch of warehouses out there with these hard drives. So unless they all go out, technically the internet saves it forever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Interesting stuff.
Isn't that crazy to think? But you also have to remember that as long as you keep the original copy, you're gonna have it as well.
That's
so
true.
it's not necessarily all in the cloud.
Yeah.
Like I have a copy of what I have in my phone and then what I have in the cloud.
Yeah.
Mm.
So there's a record of somewhere. You're gonna be able to find it, and as long as there's electricity, we're gonna have access to it.
That's the other thing too. I was kind of curious to see what we would be like if we like lost electricity. But then again, I'm like, we can still recreate it. Like if you rub, magnets on a coil, you get electricity.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
you can't get rid of that kind of physics. There was a TV show about that. Forgot what it was called, where they had no electricity.
Revolution. It was called
Yeah.
Revolution.
And I was like, dude,
it was on NBC. It got like 2 or 3 seasons. I love that
Oh,
show, man.
wait. I do remember that.
Yeah. It was a great show, man. It had Giancarlo Esposito, the guy from Breaking Bad,
okay.
the Pollos Hermanos
Yes.
dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
he was like the
Gus,
middle.
yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of the.
That's
It was
right.
crazy. It was a great show. I don't want to get into it. Maybe I should get into it. I don't know.
But
But-
that's where that question came from. Was like, if all electricity went out, you can create it easily with some magnets and some wire. So it how do they somehow they would have to eliminate the laws of physics?
You got to watch Dr. Stone. It
Dr.
is
Stone?
such a great anime. It's an anime. It basically takes place like 3,000 years into the future, but not the future that we would expect. What happened is that there was like this great cataclysm on Earth, and all the humans turned to stone. All of them.
I think
So
I know
it
what you're talking about.
paused the world.
Uh,
So everything became primitive again,
Uh-huh.
and a bunch of like humans, thousands of years later, crack from from their rocks.
Uh-huh.
So they have to like, acclimate back to like what they try to build society up again.
okay.
And the dude, Dr. Stone, I can't remember what his actual name is, but that's what they call him and he's just a kid, but he's like a genius, super genius. Like the whole premise of the show is he kind of like teaches the people new things by like the basics of science. Like he talks about the coil. He talks about what do we need to make popcorn, and what's popcorn gonna, what does that have to do with science? Well, the way that we process the process for making popcorn is the same as you do for cell towers and shit like that. Like it was pretty dope. It's a pretty dope show.
Are you
guys should
watching
check it out.
anything yourself, like Joe, with this Dr. Stone and?
You know what? I've been on Joe's HBO Max. Bro, I finished all of Harry Potter series.
You told me about that.
Watched all of the Lord of the Rings movies. And
I was gonna get into Lord of the Rings next.
Yeah, and I'm
I
just
finished
finishing-
Potter this week. I started
nice.
it this weekend,
Yeah,
and I finished
yeah,
it.
nice.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm just watching Big Bang Theory
Oh,
all
okay.
the way through.
I still have my
Nice,
beef with
damn.
Big Bang.
Oh,
I don't think it represents the nerd community as it should. I think it's
Accurately.
a big stereotype. But
I mean,
whatever.
yeah, I think that's like the premise, though, right? Like
Well-
they're just kind of making fun.
yeah, I guess so. I mean, the perception was the nerd community was all Sheldons, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way they promote Sheldon is like the stereotypical style of a nerd. And I was like, we should not promote that. We're more
Yeah.
than just that Sheldon.
Yeah.
Sheldon's like, 1 out of every 5 nerds, or maybe 10,
And he's an
is like
extreme
a Sheldon.
case, right?
Yeah.
He's pretty intense.
But once it's on TV and everybody sees that, it's like, oh, that's what they're like.
I feel like the dude,
The main
I don't-
character.
like
Yeah, he's a nerd too.
I've never watched it. I've never watched the show.
Leonard?
Whatever I have watched has been like real brief, and I'm like rolling my eyes at it because it's like I don't know. To
That's what
me,
I feel
don't-
too. I
don't
feel like I
really
roll
take-
my eyes at it.
I don't really take to it, but I feel like they almost make that character Sheldon, because everybody knows who that dude is. They almost make him like autistic.
Yeah.
Have you
sorta,
noticed
right?
that?
Yeah.
Like to the point where he's so dense about what society is and how to interact socially with people that you might as well call him like autistic.
Yeah. I
And
can
it's
see
just
that.
weird that they're calling him like an extreme nerd.
Yeah, and that's
He's
what
just
I was
a
like.
nerd, like super nerdy. But
That's what I'm
no,
against.
He kind of shows some
Yeah,
signs
he
of
has.
autism,
Mhm.
like he doesn't get social response. He doesn't like
His social cues.
understand. Yeah, he doesn't get that, and I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
Doesn't
it's a
understand
little
sarcasm.
weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little weird.
that's what I'm like. That's what I'm against about the promotion of the popularity of the show, because people would watch it and then meet someone close to that and just assume that that's what
But
they're
then
like.
the other characters I feel like round out the rest of like the nerd types, you know, because you have Wallowitz, who's the engineer, Leonard, who's just as smart, but he's a little more socially adept,
Right.
and not as
That's the
awkward.
dude from Roseanne.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. He is in Roseanne.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He was
He
young.
came a long way.
Sure did.
Damn.
Yep, making out with Hot Penny now.
Yeah.
Kaylee Cuoco.
Yeah.
She's hot.
Who's
Because
that?
that's his
Their
girlfriend on the
girlfriend,
show.
Penny.
Yeah.
Kaylee
Okay.
Cuoco, yeah.
Kelly Cuoco, that's her name.
It's just a
That's
hot
her real
white.
name?
It's
Yeah.
a hot white chick. Joe
Kaylee,
doesn't
yeah.
know. He doesn't get it.
Well, you don't watch the show, right? I usually the first time I watched it, like this is dumb as shit. Why? And then I just kept watching. I was like, oh my god, this is actually. Pretty
Well, I
cool.
know
That's
who
the
the
girl
blonde
again.
is. I've seen. I know. I
blonde,
know
that's the
who
blonde.
they
That's the
all
blonde.
are,
That's the
like
blonde.
who they look like. I
He's
mean,
talking about the blonde.
But okay, so that chick, she's in the Harley Quinn show. She plays Harley Quinn in
Oh,
the.
she does?
Yeah, in the
Oh, I
animated
didn't
show.
know that. Oh, I didn't know that.
Dude, if you guys haven't seen that show, you need to watch it. It's
Okay.
fucking good.
did you watch the movie?
I haven't
Birds of-
seen the Birds of Prey.
I
no.
didn't see Birds of Prey. Yet
I haven't
either.
seen it.
Ooh.
I heard it was good.
COVID fucked things up, didn't
I heard
they?
It was good.
I bet you we would have saw it if it was in the theaters, though.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would. But it's $5 right now if you want to rent it. I think. I
And
remember
it's
seeing
funny.
it.
Might wanna
It's
watch
like
it.
it's available for $5, but I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Actually, I mean, I went through my list of movies, and that's actually the one of the ones like, all right, well, I have nothing else to watch. Might as well watch that.
yeah. Maybe it's the
But-
experience,
I heard it was
because
good.
we'll pay $5 to see it in the theater.
Yeah,
Popcorn
hell
and
yeah.
everything.
There was a
Yeah.
big scandal about her though, right? Because apparently her phone was hacked, or she was part of that whole circle of women that had gotten their phones hacked and
Kaylee
a bunch
Oh
of-
Cuoco?
yeah.
yeah, and,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The nudes,
nudes
the
were-
nude pictures.
Jennifer Lawrence too, and all
Yeah,
that.
there were a
right?
bunch.
Yeah.
That happened like what, 4 years
A
ago?
long
5
time
years
ago,
ago?
yeah.
Yeah. That's
Now,
crazy.
does that mean they were taking nudes on their phone?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then
And sending it.
now, would you, as dudes, would you take nude? Have you taken nude pictures of yourselves on
Yeah.
the phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was.
You haven't?
No, I haven't. Not, and that was.
I've never sent a nude.
Well, I'm
I'll
just
tell
saying,
you that. But I
long
haven't, like,
before,
man, look at that
Really?
dick.
long before that even scandal, I'm not saying I knew or know or something like that, but I don't take nude photos on my phone.
What do you take it on? Your computer?
Polarex 369. It's about 3 feet wide, 2 feet long. You need a second operator.
Too bad it's not a woman, huh?
Oh,
I mean, unless you
Fuck
you
you,
like
Joe.
that. I mean, that.
Oh.
I got government money now. I can pay for a woman.
Hey,
You get
Cheers
you,
to that,
You guys
man.
haven't sent out nudes?
No, I haven't
Nah, I've
sent
never
out
That was
nudes.
that was legit like my profile picture on
Like a
Tinder
dick
way
pic?
back in the day.
Or just a nude full frontal, or
Oh,
like
no,
where
I-
you sit on the couch.
No, it's full, but I had like my my protein shaker bottle right here, positioned so you can't see all the goods. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta leave some to the
How
imagination.
big is the protein bottle? Was it like one of those big?
It was like that
It was-
long.
massive. We're talking
It's a regular
fucking
shaker bottle.
full blown sales out, everything.
Yeah, man. Back when all I did was work out. I was like, all right, I look
Yeah.
good. This should be my profile picture for Tinder.
Did it work for Tinder?
Yeah, actually did,
Whoa.
but I don't know. I just never wanted to connect because these girls on Tinder are like dumb as shit.
Oh yeah.
I cannot.
Now you're
converse
talking
with them.
recently or in the past?
Oh, a long time
Or
ago.
just
This was
okay.
probably like 8 years ago when I was.
Do you think it's been consistent, like the kind of women that are on there that are this style?
I can't say I haven't been on it for a long time.
okay.
Yeah, but I heard like once quarantine started that they started opening up like the region so you can talk to people in like Mexico or
Anywhere?
Brazil
Oh.
or anywhere. Yeah,
Oh, shit.
basically now. But
Oh.
I don't really care.
It's crazy to think that Tinder is at least 8 years old now.
Jesus.
yeah, maybe
Like
more.
what? It's like a staple of our society.
Yeah.
now.
I
Like,
remember when it
It's
didn't exist.
pop culture now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pop
I
culture.
remember when it first came out. I was like, "What the fuck is a Tinder?"
And it was very sketchy.
like
and
obviously
everybody's
I've
like,
never used
yeah.
Tinder, but it was like, damn, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
And then once you know your mom was on Tinder, you're like, oh fuck, now it's too popular.
Now it's like Facebook. Everybody's on there.
I know
Like,
my grandfather's
I'm
on
not.
it.
I'm not.
Jesus.
I wouldn't fuck with it, but
Uh,
I like
don't
that.
swipe like on me, mom. That's me.
No, no. It's
But
a
we
doodle
match-
bug here.
But we matched.
Oh, son, we match. Swipe. Mama, no. And then you're forced to go on a date
I
with
know,
her. Like,
it's like-
Food
It's like,
too.
is it?
damn, that was fast.
Damn, that was.
We're gonna take a quick food break. Give us 1 second.
one.
I'll work on my beatboxing.
Horrible. You guys gotta try this Thai spot that's by my job. I don't know the name,
But you know the taste.
but I know the fucking taste. They have a yellow curry, Steph Curry, that is to die for.
Yeah.
It makes the three every time.
Oh god.
Just flick of the wrist,
Really?
flick of the wrist.
What are you doing without basketball now?
Masturbating, playing Call of Duty.
Hell yeah. My
MLS
God.
is back.
Yeah.
You make it sound so sad. The both look at
I
your
mean,
faces.
listen,
Is it not the same? What's going on?
personally, I just don't think it's it's a good idea.
Okay.
We all
Okay.
want it back. Of
course.
Okay.
Everybody wants.
Of course.
Everybody wants the MLS to be back. You know, we've had the premiere. We've had,
Mm-hmm.
like we've had all these others. So yes, we're anxious to get our teams back. But same with the NBA, which is the same sentiment I have for the NBA right
Okay.
now. Too many players are coming back positive.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so close to the timeline. It's like, yo, we're not gonna have anybody to play.
Mhm.
Right.
Like,
Or we could play. Ooh. What if we were
nah,
on the
God
field?
damn it, Keenan.
That would be terrible. I wouldn't watch myself.
Do you know how fast I'd faint from mere exhaustion?
As
Just
soon
like,
as you start walking onto the field,
I'd just
you
be
go,
jogging for a little
walking?
bit.
Just
Just
no walking in the field.
a light jog on the pitch and I'm done. Like,
Yeah, I mean, technically half the season's already over. What's like 3 more months? Like,
Yeah,
might as
dude,
well
like-
just-
Really? So
Yeah.
the whole season's been gone. There's 3 more months left, and they're trying to bring it back.
it's
Uh,
gonna be the same as the
It's
NBA,
gonna be the same. They're
tournament
just,
style.
Yeah, it's just delayed,
situation.
but
Okay.
I don't know, man.
I just don't think it's a good idea.
think so either.
Wow.
Too many. We got to think about our players' safety
Yeah.
before we think about our entertainment.
Yeah, and there are a lot of players who like don't even want to play. Like Vela is kind of up in the air.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know if he's gonna come back.
Are they practicing, like getting in shape? Or
Yeah, they're practicing.
Oh, okay.
They started like a couple weeks ago, but
Oh, okay.
That's not the point.
Yeah.
The point is like let's worry about their health before we
Yeah.
think about our entertainment.
100%.
Like I could watch a rerun. I could I could do a bunch of other shit.
Well, you're mostly on
You
Call
know.
of Duty, so you're not gonna.
Hey, bro, I'm
He
almost
said he
done.
could.
I could be doing a lot of other
Does.
shit. Chances are I'm gonna be playing Call of Duty.
Call of Duty's number 1.
It is an issue.
Number 1.
Wait, so
It is an issue.
is it easier to play Call of Duty on the console or
Yes,
PC?
much. Yes.
Because I heard console, you kind of have like an auto aim, right, or auto.
Now,
or
yes,
help,
you do.
Or help
You can-
aim assist or something.
You can get you can get rid of the aim assist.
Oh,
You
okay.
can get rid of the
It's
aim
in the
assist.
settings.
It's there. It's annoying sometimes because sometimes you're not trying to aim
get
at
that one guy.
the person, and then
Mhm.
they'll like kind of just.
And so it
Judge
doesn't
you in the
it doesn't
direction.
give you an extra bonus in
Mm.
in taking other players out.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Joe and I know we get taken out pretty easily
Mm-hmm.
by anybody else who's on a PC or
Yeah.
another console or something like that. So having that is not a big advantage.
Okay.
If people think it is,
It isn't.
because we are living proof that it's
Yeah,
not a
it
big
isn't.
advantage.
You absolutely have the advantage if you're playing PC.
Yeah.
with a,
That's
with
what
a
I
mouse and
always
see.
keyboard.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which,
definitely.
but you can play with a mouse and
On a
keyboard on a
PlayStation.
console
Yep.
too.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can.
Just
you
because USB
have
ports.
To, yeah, you just
Oh.
have to sync them. But to me, it's like you definitely have the advantage of PC because you literally just drag and aim.
Yes.
Yeah,
and there
that's
it
what
is,
I was
like-
With the
thinking too.
click of the finger.
Yeah.
Because I was talking
So
to
you just
Kevin,
like
he
boom,
was
boom,
like,
boom,
I was
boom,
like, dude,
boom.
I would rather play on PC. I play all my any kind of shooting game on PC because
Yeah.
I can't play on a fucking console.
And I can't play on a PC. That's so weird. Like
It's a practice.
I'm just
thing.
not. I'm just not used to the fingering. You know what I mean?
You're not.
It's been a while, you know. I used to do it so much that I almost got carpal tunnel.
Oh
but,
my god, my nose is watering.
You
up
know,
because
these
we're
last
talking
10
about it.
years, just haven't been able to use those fingers.
Yeah, I get you, man.
Right.
They're not as nimble as they used to be.
No, they used to be just. I used to be able to bend them all the way back, to the back of my head. Now it's like could barely even, go.
I get you, man. I get you.
But yeah, like I wish I could play on a PC or with the keyboard and mouse,
Yeah.
but I just
Well,
and you know what? I like the disadvantage anyway. I like it.
You
have
like a
to be-
challenge,
I like the
right?
challenge.
Yeah.
if you're into the old games like Half-Life and stuff like that, you had to play on a PC,
Right.
So there was no crossover till like maybe several months later.
Yeah, it's not like I don't remember how to play on a PC.
Right,
Okay,
yeah,
everybody played
yeah.
on a PC at one point or
Yeah, because you play
another.
Counter Strike,
Yeah, exactly. Like, and there are a bunch of other games that I used to play, like Thief. Thief, you had to play with the
Thief,
keyboard
yep,
and
he's
mouse.
another one.
Same thing. It's a first-person adventure. It's not a shooter, but it's practically pretty close to
Yeah,
being
yeah.
It's a first-person game anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I remember what it's like. I don't know. Like I'm not as sharp as I used to be. I don't know. Maybe I should just try it. Say fuck it.
Well, you need a good PC
Yeah,
to be
you do.
playing, especially for Call of Duty. I mean, you can play it on low settings, but now here's the other thing that people do say you get an advantage on is the refresh rate, the frame rate. You got 144 hertz or 240 now that it's up to. You get better refresh rates, so better timing on marking your enemy. But I don't know. I'm playing it on a regular ass TV with a PlayStation controller. I'm doing pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
And it's a good teamwork game too. You
Yeah.
need your team
Definitely.
to really be there to help support.
Come be part of our team, dude.
I know we're
You know
trying to
what?
convert.
I will.
Be on
I'm
it.
gonna
We're
get
on
it.
there every day.
Then how come we
In
keep
no
on
way is that
fucking losing?
depressing.
Huh, Joe?
Hey man,
Oh,
you know
that's
what?
right.
Keep on losing, bro.
Are you playing in the? You're not playing in the tournaments, right?
Okay, because we never
Joe
played
was.
as a team.
Oh.
We would never take time to like sit down and like
And
you know
really,
all
yeah.
day today we're just gonna play together all day. No, we would literally like an hour
Right before.
we started
would
the match. We'd be
practice,
like,
yeah.
hey guys, let's practice real quick.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we never
that's
had
not gonna work.
we never had coordination like that. Good thing is that we didn't lose with no points. I'll take that.
We had a few aces in the holes in our
We
team.
had a couple.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
Consolation
we
prize.
walked away with with points. At least.
yeah.
There are other teams who didn't even
Okay.
Oh yeah.
score. Yeah.
So we're not the worst.
We're not the worst.
Okay.
We're not the worst.
Yeah.
But individually, I bet we're better than a lot of the teams we're playing with. Individually, I know that we're better than some of those teams. Like-
Would this have happened though with Corona? Like, would
I don't think it
TSG
would.
have their own?
I don't think so.
Tournament.
No, I don't
I
think
don't
so.
think so. If
Interesting.
anything,
I don't-
it would be FIFA, but
Yeah, I don't think it would have. It would have, dawned on anyone
Yeah,
to be like,
crossed
"Hey,
their
let's
minds to
fucking
be
start
like-
an E team."
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it.
Damn, this Corona's changing lives. It's changing lives. It's crazy.
It's
Well.
it really is. And the funny thing is, I think if it wasn't for like the shelter in place, a few of my other group of friends, we wouldn't have been like talking as much. Like there was a couple friends that we all had like a Zoom call like Thirsty Thursdays, and we would just hop on and start drinking with each other. But like before then, I didn't see or talk to them in like months.
Okay.
So because of it, we're like talking more. But and then after things started opening up, like we started talking to each other again.
Isn't
So,
that
you
weird?
know,
and
so-
now that things are probably going to start closing.
Then
again,
we're probably
gonna
start up again.
You're like, hey, remember Thirsty Thursdays? Whoa, seems like a lifetime ago.
So
last
that's
month.
legit, right? There is a high speculation of now another, like forceful of stay at home.
Yeah.
Not to the point of curfew, because we only spare curfews for racial stuff,
Yeah,
but like for our own health, like
Yeah.
this is like
They're
really
closing-
coming back.
Yeah, they're closing stuff. I think the gyms are still open right now, but
Okay.
they were saying like movies, theaters, and shit. I'm like, I didn't know movie theaters were open.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
were
they're
shut down.
But
Yeah.
I mean,
They're planning to open.
No, they
like,
were
next
planning
month.
to open this
yeah,
month.
that's
or
what
this
I-
month, yeah.
that's what I thought too. But
It was supposed to be like the 14th or
Something,
some
yeah.
whatever next weekend is.
Mm.
That's when they were supposed to open again, and now they're
yeah, but
not rolling.
I don't know
back.
about that curfew shit. That shit is a violation of our fucking rights, man.
Isn't that crazy? I was
crazy.
telling Joe for how many fucking episodes, how would they enforce it? When would this ever happen? Are people are gonna still go out and do stuff?
Well,
Which
I
they
don't.
did.
I don't know that it was enforced here.
Well, it was on our phone
In
saying
the
stay at
city.
home.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
if
you would
go
get
out,
that order,
9
but no,
o'clock,
I don't
10
think anyone ever like. Well,
in
I don't
trouble
know.
for
I
it?
don't know if they did, but
I never tested it.
I never saw anything about people getting in trouble for still driving out. And I know, I know people who would drive around after the curfew because they would try to get home
Yeah.
and
Right.
shit like that. So, and
So-
nothing happened to them.
Have there been any stories of
Yeah,
anybody?
yeah.
getting-
Well, I mean, I don't know if it had anything to do with just the protests in general, but I've heard downtown, like, if you were out past the curfew protesting, then that's when they would start to, like, fuck with you and arrest you.
I
I've heard
can
there
see
were
that,
people that got arrested after curfew.
Yeah, I could see
Huh.
that. You know,
But-
you're out in the streets
Yeah.
prowling around, but if you were in your vehicle trying to get somewhere, I don't think anybody.
No,
would
and
know
I've been
you
out
would
on
do
my
it.
bike, like, after 9, 10 o'clock. And nobody
After the
said
curfew
anything.
and nothing
Yeah,
happened?
no,
Even
nothing.
did you ever pass by any cops or anything?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, interesting.
This is when
They're
like,
like,
National
just
Guard was
get
still out.
home. Just
Yeah.
go
So,
on home.
Where's
Yeah.
the martial law element?
Well,
coming
there
into
wasn't
play?
martial.
There wasn't.
martial
There
law.
was
no.
there was no plan to do a martial law because
I
I
don't
thought
know.
I mean, they said that they were planning on doing it if things got worse, but I think once the National Guard came and the looting kind of stopped or slowed down at least, they were like, okay, well, we can just kind of hold back. on
Okay.
that.
But
That's
you
kinda
were
crazy.
you were specifically yourself. Specifically yourself. Like, not angry, but like this is kind of messed up. When you saw on your phone of them telling you to stay at home, now you're like, well, fuck this.
Mm-hmm. yeah, fuck
right?
that. No, you
Yeah.
can't tell me what the fuck to do.
Now is that an American thing? Did we develop? Is that just us who think like that? Because I know other countries were like forced to stay at home, and they just
They
from
really
whatever
did it.
videos I've seen, just did it.
Mhm.
But is that who we are? We're built on this whole.
Rebellion.
I mean, it
I'm
could
an
be,
American.
right?
You can't.
I mean,
I'm
that's
freedom,
what this
freedom.
country was built on.
Yeah.
Revolution, rebellion.
Yeah.
God damn it. God damn it. God damn it, Jake Weiler.
Yeah.
But it's weird to think about. But I mean, I don't think it's just our country. I mean, I know the UK had instances where people were like, "Fuck that, we're
Yeah.
not gonna."
You can't tell them what to do.
Home.
You're
Yeah,
the
yeah,
government.
I
Like,
mean,
what?
they have. No, is that? Yeah, they have Guy Fawkes. What are you talking about?
Who's Guy Fawkes?
He's like rebel number uno. The V mask.
Oh yeah.
oh
That Guy Fawkes mask.
Yeah. Wait, that's a real dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was a whole rebellion. Like
Yeah.
his thing was about rebelling against the system and not letting them
Oh.
oppress you.
Okay.
So it's not just an American thing.
Huh. I always thought it was for some reason. I just. I don't know,
That's
I
because
thought-
you're ignorant.
I am, and that's why I'm bringing up the question,
God
Dick.
damn it.
He's trying to learn, Joe.
I'm bringing this out in the open, but I don't know. I just thought that was just that's who we were as Americans. You can't touch me. I can do whatever I want because it's a quote unquote freedom country. But
Yeah.
I mean, how free are we really? Like, I don't know. I mean, if I want to launch a rocket or something, I probably have to go through some major paperwork and do it in only a designated area. I can't do it in my backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have restrictions. We just
We're a country run by bureaucracy, and our
Right.
bureaucratic system is fucking broken as fuck.
Yeah.
Speaking of broken,
Incredibly.
I heard that Kanye West is supposed to run for president, like legitimately run,
No.
and then is backed by Elon Musk. Is that?
I
is that
mean,
serious?
it's
Back.
too late.
He
It's
showed
too late
support,
to,
but it is,
It's
yeah.
too late to jump
I-
on the ballot. Like,
you have to-
it's just
again,
publicity
It's a bureaucratic system, and I
Okay.
don't think
There's
as
no
far
way.
as like paperwork, he's done any of
I was
the
gonna say,
paperwork.
like when I was told, it was like, how do you get in so late? Aren't we about to vote in a couple months?
Yeah.
Like you can't.
And people are saying, "Oh, well, you can just write in his
name.
write in his
Which
name." But
you can
that's
do that for you-
fucking stupid.
Yeah, for
I
decades.
could do that shit for myself.
Somebody
Yeah,
put
exactly.
what was it? Gary Coleman. I had his like name. You can write his name. Not Coleman. What's his name?
Yeah,
Kid-
Gary Coleman.
Gary Coleman. Yeah,
Little
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, he was trying to run for something, and you can. He did it like late. He wasn't early in the campaign.
It's a
but you
write-in
can-
ballot.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But it's
Do they even count those? Like, I really
Like,
think when somebody sees it, they just throw it away.
Like 30 million people are gonna be like, you know what? I want him. I'm gonna write him.
It's
Yeah.
a waste of a vote.
It's a
though.
waste of a
Yeah.
vote.
Wow. So what if hypothetically, let's say half the country like votes for writes Kanye's West name? Do we have to like take those to account, or do we just toss them out? 'Cause
No,
it's
you
not,
do,
You
but
have to, yeah.
it has to be like
like a couple 100 million.
Yeah, we're talking. Well, obviously not 100 million, but
Oh.
if we'd like, because I don't even think that many people vote.
I don't know how it would show up. Like, I know all I see is blue and red on CNN or some bullshit like that. So what if
And
somebody
some AR fucking graph, and then you could spin the graph.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah, I mean, but
Minority Report.
I know, right?
it's crazy. Majority of the people that do vote are like the old people who are about to die. Like,
Right.
you really, why are you voting? Like, you're gonna be dead by the time this shit gets implemented.
Interesting.
So a lot more
Yeah,
younger
nothing
people
better
need
to
to
do.
vote. Yeah, I mean that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know about all of that shit. That was
Yeah.
definitely a publicity
We
stunt,
have to
though.
start caring more.
Yeah, we do need to start caring
The
more,
youth-
especially for the local government.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for local government. We have to care. We have to care. I know a lot of the argument is a lot of people are like, oh, well, you know, it doesn't affect us or my vote doesn't count. And all that bullshit. Bullshit. Your vote
does
counts, especially with local government. It absolutely counts. There-
You vote the DA in, vote all our local fucking governors.
Now, say for instance you did vote, your majority vote won, but the one I wanted to vote for didn't win. What do? Do I just disown or just shame the person that I didn't want in there, or like what can I do now that the person I voted didn't win?
well, nothing.
And I
You have
hate
to
the
wait.
new-
Suck it up.
Suck it up.
Suck it up.
Wow.
Try to get your friends to vote.
We've been trying to make America great again for the last 4 years, and you know,
And we totally took a dump on that shit. You know, I did think about that, I'm putting in a bunch of quotations, but the quotation of the actual time period of when America was great. And I have a small inkling of a feeling that if you ever see the TV show Mad Men, there's a part in the episode where they're at a picnic, and it's his hot white wife, and his kids at a picnic. There's nobody really around, and then they just eat and have a great time on this great day. And then once they're done, they just lift up the blanket and throw the trash everywhere, and then just walk away into their car. I think that capture is showing what people thought America was great and was about. That you can just have this
blissful moment
blissful
of a family
white
having
moment in a
picnic.
park, and then just throw your trash wherever you want because we can do whatever we want, and then not care about it. Like that whole scene was like, oh, I kind of get it. This
Yeah.
is what they think, what we should be.
But I think that's what it is if you're white.
Right? Yeah, that's why I
So,
picked from it. I was like,
yeah.
oh, that's what they want.
That just makes you want to be white.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could
Yeah.
have been the message. Like, look, we're living in the 50s, blissful 50s or 60s. I don't know when it takes place,
Yes,
but
yeah.
we're in this beautiful time. We're having a picnic, but in reality, we just fucking toss the trash
yeah.
wherever. And
Damage
so
the
this
planet.
isn't as blissful as you thought it was. Like,
Yeah, it was a
the
great
60s
scene.
wasn't just beautiful. And what is
Unless
what's that
you were
term?
the Don Draper type with
Right,
your
with no
model
consequence,
wife
you do
and
whatever,
yeah, and all these people in power and stuff like that who are coming up with these ideals and
White
thoughts.
America.
I think that was really it, and nobody. It's funny how everybody's asking when was America great. Well, there's a good depiction of what they think when it was, and you kind of have to like somehow peel off the curtain. But you find
But that
to
was
be
in the
very hard.
past. I mean, and it's
Much so in
like,
the past.
Yeah, like that's great. You can reminisce about times that we never were a part of, but no, fuck that. Like,
Well, how much of I'm not sure if I'm phrasing this question right, but like, are there moments where you wish you could relive some college years or days or moments in your life where like,
Yeah,
oh, it was a great
for
time?
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now,
I
if
wish
you
I could
had,
go back to high school again.
oh, I guess
That'd
you
be
can't.
great. Or as a kid,
Right.
honestly, just because you had like, you didn't know shit, so you had no worries.
That
No one
was a
cares.
good time, wasn't it? Not like they tell you when you're in elementary school and stuff like that. You don't want to be an adult. Don't
Yeah.
grow so fast.
That's
Let's
the
get
trick,
crazy.
yeah.
Blah 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 blah. We just totally ignored them. Like fuck you.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
I don't know, guys.
well, you had a crazy childhood.
I'm loving
so-
my adulthood.
I mean, yeah,
I
can't
could buy
complain.
my own fucking cereal,
Right, right.
eat
Yeah.
my own cereal whenever the
Right.
fuck I want.
That's true.
Eat ice cream
Have
before dinner.
30 million cereals.
30
Yeah.
million cereals.
eat ice cream whenever I want. Now it has to be lactose intolerant, but I'm able to. That's a compromise that I'm willing to make.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, and in the bigger scheme of things, we are blessed to be in America and Americans living in this time, in this day and age. But yeah, you know, I do wish all I cared about was, you know, what games we were gonna play during recess.
Yeah.
You know,
Right? Talking about the games we
Playing
played
the
at
skee-ball,
home. Yeah.
you know, just
Getting
shoot,
eat whatever you want, not get fat.
getting first
Just-
pick on the basketball game.
smoke weed.
Smoke weed in elementary school.
Man, I didn't
Well,
smoke weed in elementary.
Middle school.
Now, my
Definitely
elementary
middle
school, I was doing some crazy. I think I peaked in elementary school because I was like,
What the fuck?
You remember? Because I was like,
yeah, but you peaked
I was-
in elementary
I
school.
was dry
Come on,
humping at
kid.
that time. I was like cursing
Come
like a
on.
mad storm. I was an adult in
You-
in
I
elementary
don't know.
school.
What
If you're
happened
dry
to you?
humping, how much
I
of an
know.
adult
I
are
went
you?
down. I'm living the Benjamin Button life now. Well, I feel like because the things I did, things I contemplated about, like in elementary school, distinctly remember this. With me and my friends were looking at like a lightning storm. We were sitting there talking about philosophy and the lightning and why this and why that and who knows what. And
Damn, in elementary?
in elementary school with my friends. And that's why, and it's moments like that where it's like, damn, I was really, at least in my mind, maybe not what I did physically around the people who would see me, but in my mind, I was more of matured than what most people may assume at elementary school. But then again, it's almost like looking at an episode of South Park. They do and talk about some of the most crazy adult
Outlandish
shit.
shit.
Yeah,
like
but
kids.
they're in elementary school.
Yeah,
It's like
but
that.
a lot of times they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about.
That's true.
That I think that's the point of the show, that like these kids are touching on political topics or social commentary, but to them it's like trivial shit. Like they don't even know that they're talking about, you know, I don't know, like transsexuals or you know, things like that. I think that's, and I kind of like, that's why I like that movie Good Boys.
Oh, they talk about
Because
that?
they're
I've been wanting to see
innocent
that.
kids that don't really know what the conversation is, and to us it's like, oh, the raunchiest shit, but to them it's like frivolous, like
Right.
when they're talking about kissing, or when the kid drank the beer and he's like, oh yeah, I've had beer,
Yeah.
and then he tries it and he spits it out. I was like, what the hell is that shit? Like it's
Yeah.
it's innocence.
Okay.
Even though we can think of Kenny Cartman, what is Stan and
What are those other kids' names?
Kenny Cartman, Stan, and Kyle.
Kyle.
Like they're very vulgar,
Mm-hmm.
but they're still like innocent. You could take their video games. I don't know if you guys have played their video games.
Yeah. Fractured butthole.
The Fractured Butthole and the Stick of Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're literally cosplaying. They're LARPing.
Right.
And they're like raunchy as shit, but to them they're just LARPing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's our disgusting minds that flesh it out
Yeah.
more than what
Because
it
it's
is.
made from adults. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like the things that I thought about and talked about, but aside from all the childhood stuff, was some real intellect. Maybe that was the time. Maybe we don't know. Maybe the time period of humans from kindergarten to fifth grade is the time period where we really grow as actual human beings. Like the intellect of our brain skyrockets during that time period because we, during those moments, we're questioning everything that we don't normally question as adults or something like that. It's a possibility. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just feel like when I look back and see all the crazy stuff that I did, most of them was in elementary school. Wild stuff.
Yeah, but
wild
I'm sure
adult
you've
stuff.
done crazier shit as an adult than you did as a kid.
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like,
We told about that story about my friends throwing eggs at cars, and that was it. Like that was wild stuff I was
let's see. Fuck, well, I was.
But you're talking about dry humping as a kid, but then you had sex as an adult. So they're like,
in. Did I?
ooh,
Ooh, no, just
okay,
kidding.
hey
I'm just
man,
kidding.
hey, all right. We've
Yes.
been living with this lie for years. Okay.
No, yes, I did.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
if
but
I
that's-
if I was doing the shit that I did when I was younger, now I'd be arrested. Because in recess, I think I was in second or third grade. We would go around pantsing each other, boys and girls.
Oh yeah. That wouldn't
I
fly
think
today.
second or third grade was when I saw my first pussy
Oh shit.
Cheers
like,
to that. That's me, sir.
in the fucking flesh.
Yeah. with
In
no
the
hair.
flesh.
Cheers.
Just-
no hair. Just
Oh
it was
God,
just-
Keenan! Nah, we're talking about children here.
I was a kid at the time. It's the same age. It doesn't
Oh,
count.
God.
That does not count.
bro. But I just it was.
That
it was
does
wild.
not
It was
count.
wild.
That is. I was the same age. It counts for me. Does not count
know,
as
bro.
me being a nasty guy. Whatever.
Why did you say it with that grin on your face though?
Oh, come
Ooh.
on. Well, okay. Here's the back. Here, let me. What happened was. Let me explain myself for
he's
1 second.
Bright red. He is bright red.
Well, kid you not, when I did see my first Vihaha, back at that elementary
Okay, we're
school.
calling it Viha. Yeah, wow.
Vagine.
You're showing your age.
Vajaz. No, I actually thought that that's what it looks throughout the rest of your life. So, obviously, much to my surprise, when I got older,
We didn't know about
that-
the pastrami.
didn't know about the hair and
the
all that
meat
stuff.
curtains.
Nope, none of that.
the wizard
Yeah.
sleeves.
Yeah. So, see, ladies, you have to show your vagina to us so we know what it looks like, and we don't get crazy confused and be like, "What's that?"
That's what porn is for.
Yeah, you would think. You would
That's
think.
True. You
But
can-
women hate guys who watch porn.
I don't know what women you're talking about.
Women I talk to.
well,
That's
do you
weird.
just let them? I mean, that conversation never comes up. They're not. They never ask me like, "Do you watch porn? What kind of porn do you watch? How often do you
Really?
watch?" Nobody fucking asks me.
Oh,
Because
I get that.
I don't offer. I don't even give them a chance to segue to that. I'm
Oh,
not
yeah?
like, yeah, I was watching porn the other day, and, or like, like, how does that conversation even pop up?
But porn
Sometimes.
is healthy.
Porn is healthy.
I mean, yeah.
Daily dose.
Make sure they're not doing any new moves that you don't know about. you know?
Exactly.
Oh, I was gonna save it for a female guest, but it's probably too rude to even ask. But then again, this is the None of Our Business podcast. A big question I came up with in my mind that made me think for like hours was, if women actually like getting titty fucked, or is it just something in porn? Because
Yeah, that wouldn't have gone well
No,
if you
I
asked
know, I
a
don't
woman.
think it
I
has.
guess.
Yeah, I don't think you should ask that. But,
You should definitely.
but definitely comment and let
unless
us know.
the woman is speaking on it
Let us
vulgarly,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
unless she's initiating that comment,
see, how
that
would we ever
conversation.
know? We would never know things like that unless we ask.
Leave a
what?
comment. Leave a comment on this podcast.
Yes.
Let us know, ladies. Do you guys like to get titty fucked?
Or is it as
Does it
enjoyable as
feels
you would
good?
see in porn? Because I mean, like, I guess there's senses there, and you can suck on nipples and stuff. but
I can't
Not right in
imagine
the dead center.
a woman getting any pleasure in
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
titty fucked.
Yeah.
I think it would.
It is solely
the
for the man's pleasure.
think so.
Absolutely.
I
I
think
can't
so.
imagine a woman
Yeah.
getting any type of pleasure of a penis
Like
in
slapped
between
right
their
there.
breasts,
Yeah.
just like almost touching the tip or
Mhm.
like it just.
But then you think it's kind of like getting dry humped. That kind of just the motion over the action of it is kind of like, okay, this is turning me on. It could be some of that.
Damn.
I don't know. Well,
Okay, I
leave a
mean,
comment.
I'm not
ask.
gonna-
Obviously, I can't ask a woman in person,
Yeah.
but
That'd
if you
be
listen
weird.
to the show, well, it's me. This is me. This is who I am, Joe. All right. If
And
you
it-
don't like it,
I know. I think it's like an actual curiosity, not just like you're just trying to be like, oh, do you like getting titty fucked? It's like, is it?
I literally been thinking about this for hours.
Maybe we don't call it
Hours,
titty
huh?
fuck. Maybe we call it something else. Like,
What do you call
like
it?
your breasts,
Chesticles?
penetrated through the little
The
slot,
crevice,
the
the valley of
crevasse,
the-
Yeah.
the crevasse
shadow
of
of
your
breast.
your
Yeah.
canyon.
But please use some type of like soft lubricant, because skin on skin, it just hurts.
Yeah,
It
and-
rubs.
and spit
It
is-
burns.
smells.
Yeah, it doesn't work. Please use something like a lotion or some oils or
Essential oils,
some
essential
ketchup. I don't know. It's just something
Coconut
that is
oil.
anything except skin on skin. Because when I did it, it hurt, and I stopped after
Why
like.
would you do it?
You were like,
Skin
I'm like, this isn't working. Pretty
No.
much.
It sounded like the Tin Man right before he got the lubrication.
Yeah. Please, you don't go dry.
Why would you ever?
We'll talk later about that.
We can talk about it right
I
now.
know.
No,
That's
if I
none of
can't
our
ask
business.
about titty fucking,
Well, we're not women. We're all about this kind of talk.
but Joe is
Talk
a
about
pussy.
it. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
Wait,
Talk
so
about
I
it.
want to know, who was it? Don't answer that. But, like,
Not by
why
name.
would you go dry?
Well, see, I don't know. It just, I wasn't the one that was like, yeah, give me your tits and I'm gonna fuck. I wasn't like that. It just, seemed like, I guess the person thought that's what I liked, which, and I'm not going to argue about that. But when they did it, it was like, it was just straight rub. It was just like straight rubbing. And I don't know. I guess I was just
Was
playing
it
like
pulling it back too much, and you're just like, no?
yeah, because I'm circumcised, but it was just like, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know what led me into it, but I let it happen. So letting it happen,
Why
I was
didn't you
like,
stop and we're like, yo, can we get some lube or something?
Well,
in
see, here's the
there?
thing.
What's,
I thought this was great shit. Oh, I'm gonna do something that I've seen in porn like every single episode. I mean,
Every single episode, huh?
wait a
Season
minute.
7, episode 12 of cum sluts for your gumdrops. Like, what the fuck?
Minute 5.
Anyway, I just let's just say I let it go. So it starts to happen. I'm like, okay, this is great. I'm gonna relive a moment that I see in
But
somewhere else.
if you watch porn and you've seen people they always use some sort of
Always
lube.
use some sort of
Or
lube.
it's either a blowjob that leads to a titty fuck,
Exactly.
or like they have like oil already on their body and the guy is just doing it.
Right. So there was a B job that led to
Okay.
that, but still, I mean, even if it's just wet by saliva, it's gonna dry up after constant rubbing.
True.
Eventually. So as it first started, it was great, but then midway through, it's like skin on skin. I'm
So
like,
you're dribble some spit on it. You spit on it.
yeah.
Or the girl could.
I think he
Yeah.
was just too overly excited with the
Probably.
I
moment.
think
You
I
just-
was.
was that your first
I was. For titty fuck? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then
Maybe we should call it something else. What's another word for titty fuck? It does sound kind of raw.
that's just
It was raw.
It's a breast, a
breast hot dog.
a
breast
breast
massage?
hot dog. It's a breast. It's a Canon.
Cannon.
Breast
Canon-
penis massage.
Oh, gosh.
Breast penis
Peen-
massage.
Enter in
Penile-
between patine.
B-
Between patine. No. Between between weenus.
breast
Ween.
penis friction.
Press penis friction.
Breast-
PPF.
Penis breast insertion. Pumping.
It's a titty fuck, bro.
It's a titty
Just- God damn it. Just call it what it is, all right?
titty fuck.
Jesus.
Jeez, we gotta start coming up with better names. Wittier names instead of just titty fuck. What the fuck is that, guys? Come on,
You know what? That's
we
our
gotta
homework.
do better.
Yeah,
guys.
that's
we
our
gotta
homework.
do
Let's
better.
come up with something.
It's like
It doesn't
it's
it doesn't sound very
I just
attractive.
titty fuck.
It's all we know. It's all we know.
That's
Okay.
what we were taught.
Well, listeners, if you have a new name for titty fucking, please send it to us. Instagram.
Breast sex.
Breast sex.
I don't know.
That kind of works.
I mean, it is.
Some breast sex.
Breast sex.
It does. It does feel lovely, though.
Breast humping.
Breast
I
hump.
will say.
Breast
Breast
hump.
humping.
Breast
There
hump.
you go.
Yeah.
Breast humping. Hey, so I was breast humping this girl. It was just like,
Yeah,
oh,
you doing a
in there.
BH? Yeah.
No.
Good old fashioned BH, huh? People ask you, what is a BH? It's a breast hump. You know,
Hey,
it's
if
like,
you
show
can't
you.
afford it.
if you can't afford it. If you don't know what it is, you can't afford it.
Beverly Hills breast humping.
Beverly Hills breast humping.
That sounds like a legit porno.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, so that's our segment on titty fucking. We don't have to talk about me anymore. Anyway,
So that
back
was your
to
peak, huh?
yeah, back in elementary school.
So you were titty fucking in elementary?
I was pretty damn close to doing a lot of that stuff that I won't go into full detail, but there was a lot of sexual activity that I did in elementary school that I probably shouldn't have been doing, but it wasn't done in an aggressive, forceful way. It was like it was almost like trial and error. Like if I moved my hand to her chest and she is like, "Oh, okay," and then I'm like, "Oh, okay," there was no real, hey, is it okay if I touch your stomach and then move my hand? It was like, you do it naturally, and then if she pushes you away, you stop.
No means no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
course.
learned that in elementary school, guys.
So what happened to you? So
It traumatized me. I just don't go as far as a handshake now.
like, well, it is an absolute pleasure to meet you, young lady.
yeah.
Maybe you're just into younger girls.
Oh my God.
Maybe that's why you can't get
No, I'm
women
always.
your age.
I've always been into
You
older
want
women.
someone to call you senpai? yeah,
Fuck you, Joe.
you want that?
You guys suck.
Oh,
Yeah,
Mochi.
yeah.
What the fuck? You're just gonna do a full-on straight porno
No,
for like
I'm not.
5 minutes straight.
That's phenomenal, though. You, sir. But
So keeping it PG.
I'm not keeping shit PG.
Yeah.
Wow, Keenan. Just wow.
It's not. I was a an experimental kid, I guess.
Yeah, me too.
But see, then again,
Yeah.
I guess it's the people who I run into and meet because it was just, I don't know, opportunity, and it just sort of happened. I never really fully do what I think Philly and Joe had a moment on this show about the male courtship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not, my courtship levels of expertise or encouragement is at like maybe a 4 or 5. There'll be jumps to like 6 or 7, something like that. But it's never like Philly or Joe, where like if there's somebody they want to go after, not after,
They, like, pull
if they
all the
want
stops
to, yeah,
and-
they will do the courtship as us men should probably do. For me, it's
Like
almost
turn
like,
Casanova on. Is
yeah. For me, it's almost like, well, if she's into me and she likes me, there will be a mutual effort towards
Oh, like you
the
guys meet
connection.
in the middle.
And I think that's
She'll
because
show
of
effort.
a whole systematic thing since elementary school. Keenan, this is how you're supposed to talk to women, how you're supposed to treat women. Don't be let them choose, let them blah, 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 blah. Then it comes to a point where it's like, well, fine, let them decide. If they are making the decision, my courtship is not going to be as high if they can see me, like they say, from a distance in 7 seconds, they'll figure it out if they want to do you or not. Well, then there you go.
Yeah, but you can't apply that to all women. You can't generalize.
You
that
can't.
to all
No,
women,
but
'cause-
that's what happened to me as I grew up.
Oh, okay.
My-
Well, yeah, you gotta change
Yeah.
your mentality, bro.
It didn't change till college.
Okay.
And
Well,
is it
you gotta
still
adapt.
changing? or-
It's still changing, yes. Yeah. But it changed in college. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
But that was my mentality for a while. And then they would say, Keenan, you're so shy. It's I'm not shy. It's taking it to an extreme of being respectful. The extreme
Respectfulness and
yeah.
letting them kind of guide the.
Mhm.
You know
And if
what
I'm-
though?
yeah.
It's like the funny because I was like that too. I was a super
Simp.
nice, super. I mean, I'm still a gentleman, but like I'm a little more confident now. So I think I like take the first,
Yeah.
move. But you definitely gotta be a little more assertive. Because they'll sense it like, oh, he's kind of like, yeah, I can see if that he's making an effort and like I can see where it could possibly go, but they have to be sure in your manliness.
Yeah, it definitely messed with my brain for a while. Like, the signs to be shown that you're interested is way too subtle for me. So if you like
Gotcha.
move your foot in a certain way, most guys be like, "Oh, that girl's into me." Me, I'm like, "No, she's moving her foot in a certain way," because of a historical amount of information of like, just because a woman does something doesn't mean it automatically
Right.
leads to
Yeah,
sex.
yeah.
So take that to an extreme, and then you have me. Oh, she's just moving her foot. Yeah.
I
What?
thought it always led to sex if she moved her foot.
Is the foot pointing towards you?
Yeah.
Or
I thought if the foot pointed towards you, we were gonna have sex. Like, what the fuck? No, but it's really weird, like how gender roles fall. Like a man is expected to, do this and that. A woman's expected to do that, this and that. And then for others, you kind of just pick some of that stuff up without. It's just like a second nature kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just natural.
Like,
It's organic.
yeah, like I'm sure you know exactly where you fall when you're trying to engage with a woman. Like when you're trying to, flesh something out, you know immediately what your role is in it. And it's just weird to think that, there are people who don't necessarily know the plan of attack. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not here for the bullshit. So like, I'm straight up. I'll be very upfront with who I am, what I want, like But some people aren't. They're unsure of themselves to begin with, so it's really hard to
Yeah.
read between the lines.
Yeah.
And then with you, it's not even that. It's just that, like, you're just trying to
Be respectful and
be respectful.
It's a very extreme respectfulness. Yeah. It's the only way I can sort of help people understand because they would question
Yeah.
my
Interest level.
methods or it's like what's wrong with you or why aren't you blah blah. It's like, well, if you told me, don't put my hand on your waist when we're walking into a restaurant, I'm not gonna do it. And then you're like, hey, why didn't you put his hand on my waist? It's like, because you fucking told me, or 15 other women told me not to do that. I'm like, okay, I won't do that.
But yeah, that goes back to me saying like all women are different.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
And
some
again,
people might
it's
like
falling
it. Some
into
people.
it's just kind of.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
I'll give you
yeah.
a perfect example.
So with
I'm
you,
sorry, I'll give you a
Oh,
perfect
no,
example.
yeah, go.
Perfect example, real quick. I've seen a bunch of dudes put their hands on their ladies' butts in public sometimes. Slap it, really grab it, blah, blah, so-and-so, such and forth. And then the girl that I'm with at the time, nobody's around at all. In front of my house, I gently put my hand on her butt, and she slaps it away and goes, "What are you doing? Don't do that." I was like, "Hey, there's nobody around. We're in front of my house. There's nobody around. We smack each other, or whatever, in the house. What's in my mind? I'm going, what's wrong? I don't know. I just don't know." And I thought it was okay. Obviously, I didn't do it anymore. But that's the thing. Here I am seeing everybody around me put their hands on their girls, on their butts. And then the girl that I'm with at that time, the one girl I'm with at the time, it's like, don't even touch me there in public.
you just got a weird one. That's all.
Yeah. Well, that's why she's not.
I remember her. I remember. So. Dumb bitch. You fuck
That's
my
why
homies
she's not
life
around
up.
anymore.
Fuck my homies life up. Stupid
Oh
ass.
my God.
Fuck you. Hey, Keenan, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Best friends. Talking about my best friend.
But yeah, that's my
Got you.
example of
I
like,
got you.
yeah.
I mean, there's some girls where you can tell, like, oh, if you do put your hand in the small of their back, they might take it the wrong way. Some women are like, ooh, because like one of my ex-girlfriends, she knew that I was interested in her when I did that. I was like guiding her. We were trying to get a drink. I was like, oh, let's go. And I did that. And she's like, oh, okay, this guy is definitely into me. And then from there, she got the hint, and then we advanced into the relationship. But yeah, some
I think
women
it's
might
an
find that
intimate
very
moment.
intimate. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it is
So
an intimate gesture when you're
it's-
putting your hand on their lower
You got to
back.
read the moment and the vibe, and
Okay, yeah. Because there's moments where we're out in public, and then she would put her hand on my butt or slap it, and I'm like, wait a minute. I thought
Yeah,
this
that's a
wasn't
double
okay.
standard, man.
And I get that quite a lot. And don't have to go into too much details about
Why
my
not,
roommates.
man?
Please
but-
do.
What are you here for, Keenan?
But I said on the show that my roommate stuck her finger in my butt, when I was bending over to get something as a joke.
And then she got a sweaty ass finger, and she was all weird about it. And you're like, "Bitch, you're the one who put your fucking finger in my ass."
But here's the thing: it was like when she does a lot of butt play with
Wait,
me.
and were you naked?
No,
Oh, she
my
just-
crack was showing, and she
Oh.
stuck her finger in my.
He was doing some plumber shit. And
But
Oh.
obviously, I can't do that to her, and
Yeah.
and that's the unfairly ruling
Well,
her
yeah, because you're like her uncle.
Oh my God!
Double
yeah,
standards.
or best friend now. I'm supposed to be the best friend. You're my best friend. We're best friends.
Oh my
Like,
gosh, I wish I could
Can't
find
that-
a guy just like you.
I'm right here,
Bitch, I'm
I
right
know.
here.
I hate that shit.
and I'm like, all right, fine. I'll still rub it out. Who cares? Yeah.
To her? Oh, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
Isn't that weird though? Like, I don't know.
What, being girls?
Just
wanting
that
to be-
dynamic.
Yeah.
Like, does is she? She must be aware that you're attracted to her.
Well, see, here's the thing. I do a lot of sexual innuendos as I normally do, with jokes and humor, and none of them gets really serious. I think that's probably the thing. Maybe that's my fault. Like, I didn't step over the line for her to be like, oh, okay, he's actually interested in me, kind of thing. It was all.
What's the relation between?
Well, she's my roommate for about several months now.
Okay,
but
so a roommate.
imagine me as a female, because a lot of the things she says, I say. A lot of the mannerisms she does, a lot of her mentality and thoughts and things I do. It's kind of interesting how we're almost the same,
Except she's incredibly attractive,
Yes.
and you're just like a regular.
I'm just a
dude.
regular dude with
Mm.
big old ball sack and hair in my ass. And
Hey, you got that.
should invite me over so I can see what she's about, man.
yeah, well, she's
Oh,
on
well, I don't
my
wanna steal.
Instagram. I don't care.
Oh, she's on your Instagram?
Yeah. There's been postings, I think.
Here, I'll flaunt her for you.
Nothing like that, but it's just, I don't know. It's just weird that there was a moment where she did do that, and her friends and family where she told that to are like, ha ha, yeah, she can totally do that, but you can't even come close to doing anything of that nature.
It's that double standard. Man.
Yeah, I get my butt touched by her a lot. A lot.
It's. I mean, you have a fat ass. What can I tell you? I mean,
Well,
I grab your ass every once in a while.
You
black
do,
booty.
but see, there's a
Little
difference.
spanking
There's
that
a
one.
there's a big
Little
difference
bouncing
between you
that
two.
out, huh?
The only real main like section that splits between you and my roommate is that when you touch my ass, I like it a lot.
Hey, what's up?
hey.
And with her, it's just kind of weird because your dick kind of tingles a little bit. But you're like,
Here's the mess
do
up.
I tell her? Do I not?
You're gonna really hate this. You're gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna say this anyway. So fuck it. There was a moment where I was sitting on the couch in my underwear, and she comes in the house, and she's in her underwear, like some sort of G-string, V-wrap, whatever. And then she sits on my crotch and sits up and down my crotch, and then walks away. Like she was walking away laughing. I don't know. I'm trying to remember what the joke really was about, but it's just the gesture of what she did that she thinks she can cross, where I can only like I said, get a handshake or a hug or something like that.
Well,
Does she listen to the pod?
No, she said she. No,
She probably
no,
doesn't. Have you walked in on her in the shower?
no. But
Why
she
not?
does walk around the house
Naked?
sometimes, or like in ridiculously skinny underwear that's practically naked. So it's like I've become the older brother in like seconds.
Shit. You know what the situation is like in porn with the older brother.
The older stepbrother.
stepbro.
Stepbrother.
Hey, step bro, do you mind giving me a ride? Hey, step bro, can I have $100 to go shopping? I can't pay rent this month. Okay, but you can't tell mom.
Oh my god!
It's just this one time, okay?
How did that become so popular?
Swear it.
Stepmother, stepbrother, stepfather, stepsister. Like that became a huge industry now. Not that I watch it or
Hey,
live
man,
to
there's
know
nothing
it,
wrong with that.
but
There's
it's
nothing wrong
always
I
on my
can't find any
feed.
girl on your Instagram.
You can't?
I don't know which one it is.
Oh, shit.
What is she? Is she black?
No, I had to type it in for you. I can't say it on the podcast.
So, all right. I mean,
Her?
damn. Keen.
Oh no, that's Joe's sister.
But-
say.
Hey, man, whatever. I don't care. She's a grown woman. People don't understand that. Like, I don't.
That people trying to mess with your sisters,
no,
like, whatever.
I don't care. Like, I
Yeah.
really don't.
I think
My
I've joked
sister-
about with your like hooking up with your sister. I think I did joke about with her in front of you, and we both like played it off back and forth. But I think she knows, like, it's not gonna happen. So I'm like, yeah, I know.
Well, now I'm curious to see what this girl looks like.
No,
You will. You will.
you will.
You will, Rabbit. You will.
Yeah.
You will. So, yeah, Harry Potter.
Yes,
Back to that.
Hit it over the weekend, you know?
it was so good. Which ones were your favorite movies?
To me, Azkaban is always going to be
Prisoner
one of
of
my
Azkaban,
tops.
yes, sir.
That's a lot of people's
Uh,
favorites.
Yes, sir.
Order of the Phoenix is also a great one. I love Half-Blood Prince.
Yes.
And you know what? I honestly, Azkaban and then anything after Order of the Phoenix are probably my tops right there.
I like some of the original ones.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
saying there's anything wrong with them, but definitely Azkaban and then anything after Order of the Phoenix are like my favorites because they got. I think the series grew with its audience.
Yeah.
And like these weren't kids anymore, so they put a little more mature content in it. And I appreciated that they grew with them, that the movie, the series itself grew
And that
with
they
the
stayed
audience.
with the characters.
Yeah,
That's
and they
nice.
stay with the audience though. Yeah,
I know. It's sad.
yeah, that's it. Yeah. So that's what I appreciate.
Yeah.
So again, Azkaban really hit some more mature topics. We weren't talking like little.
It became a little
kiddie
bit more
stuff.
adult stuff. Yeah. And
It
but
was-
that's thanks to the books, right?
Yeah.
And the way she wrote it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Obviously, give it up to J.K. Rowling for putting this all together.
Even though she's transphobic.
Yeah.
We talked about that on the way up here, and I was like, "What?
Yeah.
Like, is that like a London thing or just her?"
I don't know, but you know what, man? Like, I don't know. There's like everyone's. I mean, everyone's
Talk
getting
about it,
attacked
King.
for shit that they've written in the past. Like, come on, if you look at my old posts, like I've said, faggot, I've said gay, like, but like, I'm not homophobic. I'm not like, like prejudiced against, those kind of people. It's just, maybe you just said it out of context and you just kind of said it like whatever, you're just blabbing and just talking out of your ass at that moment. But like, don't dig up shit that I wrote like 15, 20 years ago when I was a child or younger, and then assume that that's how I still am. People change, people grow. Now if you're displaying these prejudices still to this day, then yeah, we got a problem there. But
yeah,
I don't know, man.
All in fairness, though, if they go after JK, that's like kind of okay with me because they went after Kevin Hart pretty damn hard for something he said, and it's like, well, now you got to go after everybody if you're gonna single out Kevin Hart.
Exactly.
Yeah. Whether you like him or not, it's like.
But then, okay, so then does that mean people will stop eating at Chick-fil-A because they're very anti-LGBTQ?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very.
That's why I don't eat their player.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I don't.
Dude,
eat
their
Chick-fil-A.
lemon
and like
zest
and
really?
like Coachella, they donate to the Trump fucking.
Oh, wait,
yeah,
Coachella?
Golden Voice, the owner of Golden Voice is very big. Trump.
Well, so are these motherfuckers gonna stop going to Coachella? No,
right?
I'm calling it out. All you motherfuckers.
Do it.
Coachella.
Talk about it.
Yeah, motherfucker. Did you know that? Did you do you even fucking know this?
I work
you
in the
don't.
probably
industry,
don't.
but
You
fuck
mindless
Coachella.
fucks.
They're probably ignorant that they just go there to have their drugs and
Or they're
fun.
or they just don't. They know it, or they just don't care enough. Like, no, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take a picture, and I'm gonna fuck you. Fuck all of you.
Fucking
Straight up.
hypocrites. Fucking hypocrites.
If you got something to say, hit me up at Deech_wants_tacos, motherfucker. Let's go.
Where did that come
not
from?
afraid.
Deech wants tacos.
So
He
I
wants
mean,
motherfucking tacos. What am I telling you?
it would change, like especially when I was like working out really hard, and during the winter months it would be Deech is bulking,
Okay.
Deech is cutting, or Deech is injured. I was Deech is injured for a while because I was out of commission for like 6 months.
You were
But
seriously
Pulled your
injured.
groin? Yeah, I
yeah,
feel it. No.
yeah,
Oof.
man.
God.
Oh,
No,
for real?
shoulder,
Oh, I was about to say that must have been painful.
shoulder and back, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It just,
So Deech wants tacos.
I love
just
tacos,
stuff.
man. I can eat tacos every day.
Is there?
I
What's the
love tacos.
taco of like? What is the taco of choice? Is it like a shrimp taco? Is it
No,
like a
pastor.
pastor?
Mhm.
Okay.
El Flamens, El Pastor.
Okay.
I don't know about any other location, but the one on Vermont and 5th
Okay.
is my go-to. I mean, it's local, but they do it right. They do their handmade tortillas.
Okay.
Yeah, they have fire ass.
There's one in Highland Park that I think.
Yeah,
you might
there's
like.
there's a few. There's one on Sunset and something I forget, but
For Al Pastor?
Well,
I've never
did
had
they have
theirs.
El Pastor?
I've never had it. So.
Well, you
Oh, yeah,
can't
you don't
eat
eat
El
pork.
Pastor. Yeah.
I used to love Al Pastor. That was my go-to taco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that used to be my go-to.
What was
taco
your?
now.
So that was the taco of choice for Joe. was El
when I
Pastor?
used to eat beef and pork?
Yeah,
El
yeah.
Pastor was my
The
go-to
ringa.
taco.
Okay.
Yeah.
The fucking sun. How did? So we're rotating. That can't be. The sun is like Joe looks like Two-Face right now because he's like half.
Do
the
you want me
sun.
to explain it to you? Astronomy? Do you want me to explain?
Well,
Do
it's
you want me
more-
to explain how it works?
I'm just impressed that I really think that it's more of the wobble
I'm
of the
gonna tell
Earth
you what.
and how it rotates
You're
at an
under the
angle.
assumption that behind you
It's
is
direct
directly
west.
west,
I-
when it isn't.
Well, it's like a cone or beam of west. Like there's a large western. There's not a direct.
Directly behind you is not directly west, though. So the way that the sun is setting makes exact sense because it rises right over there.
But that changes. Sometimes it'll rise.
No,
over
it
there,
doesn't.
over
It
Pasadena.
doesn't,
It-
bro.
we spin. We
Oh
wobble.
my
It does.
God.
The sun does not rise and set in a
Look,
streamline.
you're a mechanical engineer. Shut the fuck up.
I'm a
It's
legit
just-
engineer that
Shut up,
knows my
Hollowitz.
shit. You know what? You look up
Wallowitz.
wobbling Earth and the sun's astral projection, and you can talk to me later about that, sir. All right?
astral projection.
Whatever. I don't know. I'm making shit up. The point is that because the Earth
What the
wobbles and it teeters along its axis, the sun doesn't directly rise and set in the exact same place year round. It moves,
Okay.
and I know it moves.
Okay.
I'm gonna prove you wrong, bitch.
Okay.
You
I'm with
suck.
you. I'm with you.
Whatever. You can kiss my ass.
Speaking of new world orders and shit, is this a simulation?
Wait, are we back on that again?
I don't know, man.
Fuck, Joe.
How do you feel?
We're
Okay,
talking
so-
about titty fucking, and then
Hey, this is what the show is. All right, this
I
is
know.
you either like it or hate it. Get the hell out of here, but still listen to
Earth
it and
and
subscribe and
simulation.
repost.
All
You've
right.
been watching Upload. Is that it? You've been watching Upload? Something happened.
No. So I have a friend. I will not state her name for for anonymity, but she just recently sent me like this documentary, this QAnon documentary. I don't know if you guys are familiar with QAnon. So basically, it's a group of basically anonymous that are trying to push this idea that we're living in, not in a simulation, but
A computer, right?
no, a world that's already governed by good and evil. And right now, there's a battle between good and evil.
You mean like religion? Like
no, beyond religion,
Like forces.
like
outside forces.
yeah, for like
Like-
dark forces and just like
from another
like
universe?
the whole thing
or-
with Trump and the whole thing with Jeff Epstein and all this stuff that we're seeing is controlled, and it's the powers that be going at odds with each other right now.
Mhm.
And so I mean, I haven't finished this documentary. I'm trying to keep an open mind. You know, she did give me a disclaimer that some of this shit is gonna sound fucking crazy, but
nothing
stick with
sounds
it.
crazy.
Yeah.
Stick with it, watch it, and then give me some insight. I've maybe watched like 3 or 4 episodes of it because it's a 10-part documentary, and I don't know. I'm just trying to. Like I said, I'm trying to keep an open mind. Me personally, you guys know that I'm atheist. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in this and this and that. So I'm trying to keep an open mind, and obviously, there's a bunch of talk about. No, I'm fine. About like echo chamber and how we're all like echoing the same idea to each other, so it's not like we're actually getting the
Like-
right information.
like deja vu?
No, we're basically listening to the information that we want to listen to.
Yeah.
So you know how most of us are quote unquote liberals, and we believe in equality and this and that.
Someone
That's
told
only
us that.
part of the story. Yeah, we're only hearing a message that we kind of like,
Uh-huh.
but it's the message like the same way that Trump supporters
Can
they
only
have
hear
their
Trump.
own echo
Yeah.
chamber, so they
Yeah.
only hear that. They only hear what matches with them.
It's like the allegory of the cave.
Correct.
Yeah.
That the echo chamber.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to keep an open mind, and I'm gonna sit through this. It's hard to digest because a lot of it is ridiculous.
Really? Like
To start off.
like aliens and stuff? or
No, basically saying, I mean, like the whole Soros thing and how he controls all Antifa and Black Lives Matter. So anything that we're seeing that in regards to anti-fascism and Black Lives Matter is really only controlled by one person, and it's really benefiting this person to make, the state of the country unbalanced, so that they could gain for monetary gains, for political power, things like that.
yeah.
So it's kind of crazy for those who, I don't want to say that I don't know. It's weird.
Nice.
I'm not trying to be woke, or what people would want you to want to
How
perceive
close of
one
a-
as woke.
Conspiracy theory does it get?
It's pretty fucking conspiracy. Like
Okay.
it's super high end conspiracy shit. Like
Until
we're
it's
talking about
proven true.
reptilians. We're talking
Oh
about
yeah? Ooh, I know
Oh,
about
wow.
reptilians.
we're talking about
Yeah.
reptilians. We're talking about the network of pedophiles that run this world. We're talking about
Oh, yeah,
why
Hollywood.
why these pedophiles do it, so that they can, absorb the lives of these kids,
Yeah.
and gain more strength.
I
and
know
shit
about
like
that.
that.
Mhm.
And to me, I'm a logical person. I think logically, and I'm not spiritual. I don't believe in I don't believe in like necessarily good or evil. I think we're all individuals, and what some of us perceive as evil, sometimes is misunderstood.
What's the name of
Uh,
this documentary again?
It's
French
called
version?
QAnon.
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 Okay.
I'll send you the link. I'll
Yeah.
send you guys the link
Yeah.
if you're interested.
Yeah, definitely.
And again, I'm not trying to be woke,
Yeah.
and I don't think this documentary is gonna make me woke. I think it's gonna there are a lot of things that I'm watching on this that are like, okay, I've heard about this. Okay,
Mhm.
I've heard about this. I'm trying to see where this all connects and where the reality, where it's gonna make me be like, oh shit, this is real. Because as far as I can see it right now, I'm like,
I don't think you'll get there.
I'm
at
doing
all.
the little
Yeah,
the wanker.
as
you know,
far
like-
as you're gonna go, even if you get to the very end of as much information that gets in your head, you still won't be able to. I don't think you yourself as Joe will cross over into that beliefism at all. Unless it happens, unless you see.
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for something to be like,
you
shit.
need to see
click,
my
like,
eyes
and you're
blink
like-
in a weird way.
What
Yeah,
the
I
fuck?
saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's
that's the only way.
It's very outlandish shit, you
Yeah.
know. And I mean, I could see some of, like, with the way this lady's explaining some of this stuff. It's like, okay, I could see that, okay, but for it to be part of a bigger evil scheme by, you know, reptilians, rulers that are trying to oppress us, it's like,
You're kind of reaching a little further.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
because I don't know. It's a big ass world. There's other elements involved. Because that same story, somebody could have in like Japan or China or something like that. Something totally different. Same concept, but with different names, different people, and this is what they're working
Yeah.
inside. It's like, okay, now we're not syncing up. It's the same thing with religion. There's too many different types of religion talking about the same thing. You're not using the same names and stuff like that.
And again, like, this is also one of the reasons why I'm like super skeptical, because a lot of the people that are being spoken about is a lot of U.S. stuff, and it's a lot of white people.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so you're telling me all the white people rule all of the world.
Yeah.
They have their hand in all other governments, like Korean,
Yeah.
like, you know, Indian.
Yeah.
So they control all of that shit too.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah. Like what?
But
Get the
then
fuck
why
out
are
of
you
here.
only showing me shit about the U.S.? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
like show me deeper shit. Show me what's happening in X country or X country, and really define what the fuck is happening there. Like, you're basically telling me about Epstein and the fucking children.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's a bunch of other shit that's happening too. So why aren't you
Yeah.
discussing those people? Are you saying that they're irrelevant? Like,
Mm-hmm.
that the U.S. is the one that's controlling everything, or
The world.
you
Yeah.
know, the Americans, or
But would you
whatever
be
they are?
surprised if that was the case?
Yeah, I would.
You'd
Really?
be surprised,
I would.
but you wouldn't be shocked. You'd probably be
Oh,
like,
man.
oh,
Because
okay.
the only reason I would be surprised if that was the case, that the white people controlled everything, is because
They have
too many countries or what's the word I'm looking for? Fuck, I'm drawing a blank. Are sovereign.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Like they're
Yeah,
they're
right, right.
they're,
They're
they're
their own.
yeah, they're their
Yeah.
own thing.
No
Like,
outside control.
so
or,
for somebody to be able to control them
Influence.
is like to influence them, like one person or one family to be able to control exactly what the fuck is happening with them is pretty fucking crazy to me. Like, I'd need to see like
some sort of proof.
like undeniable,
You have to experience it.
unquestionable
Yes.
evidence.
Someone
that
has to
this
come out
is-
of a wall in your house and an opening of a portal for you to be like,
yeah,
oh, okay.
and be like, oh shit, okay, yeah, like,
Yeah.
But what if, okay, here's the question, devil's advocate. What if there are those people who are trying to get that out? And like
we're
America's
ignoring 'em?
influence
Yeah.
reaches far and wide. Like
Mhm.
like come on. We're part of the Korean War, we're part of all sorts of shit, right? So to me it's not that far fetched that somebody could infiltrate and somehow get, I mean, you have people like undercover being like triple agents,
Yeah.
you know, like going undercover. So there's a chance that because every country has needs, things that they need, and America can probably supply you with wherever the fuck you need, right?
Or
But we're
take it from
also-
somewhere else.
But we're
Regardless
also,
of if you're sovereign or not.
yeah, but we're also indebted to a lot of countries.
Of course.
oh, yeah.
And
You
we're
know?
still borrowing money and shit.
Like we owe like Korea a
everyone.
lot of money. We
Yeah.
owe Japan a shitload of money.
Yeah.
We owe China a lot of money. It's like we
we owe
owe
China a ton of
I
money. I
know.
think we owe them the most.
Yeah,
Yes, we do.
owe a
Trillions
lot. And
and
the
trillions.
UK.
The
We still
most.
owe the UK.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like, how is America going to influence and control all these countries around the world if we're indebted to so
It's
many
credit.
countries?
It and probably fear or something. Like
Fear,
there's probably
yeah.
there's
Fear is
probably
huge.
something they have, not over the other countries, but subversion, trickery. Like, I mean, America's good at that shit.
America's good at toppling governments for our own fucking personal use, like South America. Come
We've
on,
done
man.
that.
That shit happens.
Yeah.
We're part of politics in the Middle East. Like, what the fuck? Why are we even trying
That
to...
whole Middle Eastern war is between us and Russia. You know, nothing with anybody else. Just us and Russia want some shit over there.
Why do we need to make them a democratic nation or country? Like, no.
Yeah. But oh fuck, I lost my thought for something to help you
That's
out.
my bad.
God damn it. It was going not support, but add more insight to what you were talking about.
I would just need a whole shitload of evidence.
What if there was somebody who's ready to come out and they fucking murdered his ass
Which we see.
all the time, and we won't know about it because I'm sure like governments have spy within wherever, and anytime they hear some sort of noise about some kind of dissent or anything, they're like on top of it. They'll find out who it is. They'll get you. They'll kill you, and that's it. That's the end of that.
Now, I'm not saying that, again, as I stated before, I'm not refuting all the stuff that I'm hearing on this
Or you
documentary.
could. I mean, I get it.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay.
Because there are some things where
There
I'm
has to be
like, it
some
makes
truth.
sense. I
Yeah.
mean, Jeff Epstein didn't fucking kill himself.
No, for no.
He
Yeah,
fucking,
sure.
he was
There's
a
no
fucking
fucking way.
billionaire.
He would kill
Why
himself
the
a long
fuck
time
would
ago.
would he kill
Yeah.
himself?
Yeah.
Even if he was locked in jail for
And
ages.
he wasn't that old. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even if if he was thrown in jail for 20 years,
Yeah.
he still has plenty of time and plenty of money to continue living his
whatever
life
the fuck you want,
afterwards.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
somebody
He
was
can
gonna
fight to get released even earlier.
Yeah.
Like it's not like he wasn't going to be able to.
and it
get
wasn't
out.
like a state prison, like where there was some crazy shit.
So again, there are things about this documentary that I believe, but for it to be the overall picture that we're being controlled by good and evil and reptilians, that are the most powerful people trying to thwart our government and oppress us. No, not thwart, but control our government and oppress.
Like,
the
what would
people
they? What do we offer to these reptilians that they need to control us for?
I guess I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm not at that part.
Yeah.
I'm just
Your inner John Q.
Yeah, I'm basically at the part where they're naming all the players,
right.
and I'm
right.
just like, all right, well,
And a lot of them you don't
Okay.
even know who or what they are or about. I mean, I used to go into that rabbit hole, and sometimes I still do. I told somebody, they were asking me, what is like your guilty pleasure on YouTube or on the internet? And I said, the hollow earth of a hole that leads to it in Antarctica that the Nazis controlled and are still covering. So there's tons of videos of that shit too.
What?
Where these giants
so they're
live
Nazis in Antarctica right now.
right now, and they are guarding this entrance to a underground tunnel that leads to a hollow earth where all these giant people live, and they found bones.
And they're
stuff.
getting all the people together ready for a Nazi invasion.
No, not that. It was just like that's where the Aryan race
so the
came
Nazis are
from.
like, fuck it, we're not gonna do anything. We're just gonna stay in our underground.
Somehow they
world.
found it, yeah, and then all that shit. But
So they're not trying to come back out.
no.
This is real.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
Yeah, the Hollow Earth theory is real.
No,
It's a real thing.
with the Nazis finding it and like
Oh yeah, it says. I've just looked at it. It says
Yeah.
the Hollow Earth is filled with giants, Germans, and a little sun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dope. I am
So-
definitely.
It's interesting because it turns into like
Yeah.
a great
Real
story,
thing.
It's like a fairy tale. But when
It always reminds me of Land of the Lost. You guys remember that?
Ah,
show? Land of the
yeah.
Lost on
Yeah.
Nickelodeon.
yeah,
I think it was
Yeah.
Nickelodeon. Land of the Lost.
I think so.
yeah.
Where they went into the Hollow
Uh-huh.
Earth, and
And
it's
then
just
it
like
was-
dinosaurs
yep.
and primitive people.
Like
and
time.
everything.
Supposedly,
had-
I mean, we obviously I can't, not can't,
Living
but I haven't
in
been to
the
Antarctica,
land of the lost.
and we haven't
That was the
done.
theme
I
song.
don't know, man. That
done-
shit is like that flat Earth theory, bro. But
Well, see, that's
maybe not as stupid.
We're now trying to
Those are
cross
idiots.
over. It's weird because see, for Hollow Earth, we haven't dug deep enough to go. Oh yeah, it's hollow. But for Flat Earth, I mean, come the fuck on. I see. This is one of the things I was
know.
hoping I was rich enough where I'd be like, okay, any Flat Earth theorist,
We'll take them up to space.
and not only space, or we'll jump in a jet, 747 or
And then
something like
just go
that,
straight.
and fly over the North Pole or the South Pole. Either one doesn't really fucking matter. And we're gonna look out the window, and you're gonna watch. And then when you see the edge of the Earth, you just point it out to me, and then we'll go back. Like,
yeah.
seriously, what it kills me. It kills me.
I think one of their experiments, I'm trying to remember what it was. There was an experiment that one of them did where they hopped on a plane for something and they took a level with them and they were like, oh, see, it's never, the level hasn't changed at all because this is a flat Earth, so
Yeah.
it's flat.
Yeah.
And they couldn't grasp the concept of how the level was supposed to be used. Like, they're like, oh, see, it's a flat Earth because this whole time I've been on this plane and this level has been level.
Like,
wasn't
you
Kyrie
fucking
wasn't
sick?
Kyrie Irving a flat earther too?
yeah,
I think
some
he is
people were
flat.
Up
serious.
until recently or something.
Oh, really?
And they go their experiments and their explanation over photos, maybe some math, maybe some physics, but it's photos and videos. I have yet, as Joe has stated, I have yet to see a group of them even get on a fucking boat and then go down to Antarctica because you can
Find the
you can
edge.
actually take a ship down there. There's
Yeah.
places on there where you
Yeah.
can actually sit and land and just travel. I mean, literally, I think if you make a marker and it's on your right hand side if you're coming from Chile or something like that, you make a marker and then you start heading east till it's always on your right hand side. Once you spend long enough time, food privileges and all that stuff, privileges, preservatives, whatever, and then
You're
you see your marker,
Yeah.
you're like, I just went into a fucking circle.
Yeah,
I didn't.
of course.
like,
Yeah. I mean, provided you have the money and the time and the resources.
yeah. They
Right,
just
but-
need. I don't know why they haven't gotten that close.
It's because the maps are flat.
That has to be it. I mean,
I mean,
that's the only logical explanation.
Yeah, because when you look at a map, you're like, oh yeah, I can see end to end. For
yeah,
sure.
it's so.
The ocean stops on this side and it continues on the other side.
Even with us making fun of flat earthers right now,
Fuck
this
you.
show is still
Sorry, not
inclusive about flat earthers. We welcome you, and
They
we
can
will
suck my
ridicule
engineering
you.
balls.
I mean, if you're down to get ridiculed.
Hey, if
like
you're a
Joe
flat
said.
earther, holler at us.
And,
We want to hear your side.
Yeah, can we have a discussion?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
And sometimes they'll give back jargon and rhetoric that I don't even know,
how to reply
or
to you.
some mathematical equation. I'm like, okay, I guess I haven't.
Right, they
like-
outsmart you. or
Yeah,
they
and it's like,
kinda-
we're going off of just basic physics and mathematics. None of this
The
complicated
fundamentals here.
calculus. Yeah.
It's just logic.
And just simple logic to be able. I don't know. I mean, now if you want to go, we didn't go to the space or out of the atmosphere. I can very smallly kind of get behind that. Something like that maybe. Because, but then we're flying shit all the time up into space, and it's like, well,
Dude, and if you look, I mean, come on, if you just open your eyes and you look at the view of the Earth from space, it's not like a thin, flat. It's
they'll see the
circular.
disc. They'll see
So
the
you'll
disc.
see the disc,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
So what they're saying is that disc is how the Earth is shaped.
yeah.
So
Here's the funny
Oh, that's
thing,
weird.
though. We're talking about the disc, but where the rest of the continents if that's how it's
Yeah.
shaped? Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you only see part of the continent.
exactly.
So is it on the other side? You flip over, you just walk underneath, and you.
Or a cube. Oh,
it's
that'd be
just-
crazy.
Come on, that's just for one. That's
yeah.
like the easiest argument. Like explain that,
Yeah.
and then it'll
That's
debunk
weird.
how you're-
Yeah.
Stop smoking crack.
One of their arguments is, well, any video we see from space is can be
Fabricated.
knocked up. It can be
I'll
fabricated.
only get behind
All
something
right.
like that a small percentage. Working with film editing and stuff like that, and then the technology back then and people's mindset and blue screen and all that stuff. I can closely get behind, not
Yeah,
fully,
me too.
but I'm like, you know what, that might be a possibility of some fabrication. Because a lot of people didn't see blue screen back in those days or know
But they
anything
have to
about
be
that.
well coordinated to do that. I mean, we just saw SpaceX
Yeah, Elon.
send some people to space.
Yeah.
And
On the
the
space station.
feed was, what
Perfect.
we saw and what was being transmitted was
And nobody's
within-
speculating
but-
that, right? Nobody's saying,
Nobody's
hey,
saying,
that
hey,
Elon Musk thing
that's
is fake.
Yeah,
Like, what the fuck?
yeah.
We literally
Yeah.
saw that motherfucker
Yeah.
go.
And so you don't think we can do one of those 50 or so years ago with the bajillion dollars? I think that is a
Yeah.
possibility, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, my thing too is I don't believe everything I read, and I only believe half of what I see because
Yeah,
they don't show
which
you the whole
is-
story.
which
So,
is true. That's
so I
awesome.
do when they make the argument of like, oh, it could have been fabricated. Then yeah,
Yeah.
I believe that.
That's why I
No,
see
no
a slight possibility. And especially if we, the conspiracy game that I haven't got a chance to play with is like, you're meant to put yourself in the position of who's being conspired. So I am now NASA. I have a whole country that my country hates during a time period where we're at war, and I see them create some crazy things like Sputnik and shit like that. Holy fuck, I got to get on board. What do? Then you go through the game trying to plot and figure out. Eventually at the end you go, shit, let me just make a fake one, make it so real that everybody thinks it. The Russians will stop their stuff. We get a head game, and it gives us a chance to make a real one later. And you run into the same plausibility of thinking like those people back in the day.
So you think Stanley Kubrick did film the space?
I think that no.
The moon landing?
Let's just say if it was true, they had to use him for like a consultant. He didn't actually make it. You know what I mean? But again, they can be primitive. They don't have to be fancy like nowadays. They can be primitive because nobody knew what green screen or model stuff looked like. I mean, if they made it look more real than what you see in like Flash Gordon, then you're golden.
Flash Gordon. Flash.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can I'm only on conflict because I am a mechanical engineer. I know all that, the real shit. So saying that other stuff is true.
Yeah, you know the
a
math.
little conflict, but I don't know. It
Have you guys seen Space Force yet?
no, I kind of want to. I heard it's not quite The Office like.
It isn't. It's
But
nothing like The
It's
Office.
still good.
It's good, but it's good in its own way.
Yeah, I heard. Well, I think the first week it was out, I heard some disappointing reviews that it was like whatever, but it's good.
I think people had
Worth watching.
expectations.
Experts
to
be
Yeah,
like The
probably.
Office.
Huh? They probably thought it was
a
gonna be
hit
more
like The Office, but
Yeah.
even The Office wasn't a hit like The
Nope.
Office until
It
like,
took a while.
Yeah.
its second or third season.
Yeah.
That's when it really blew up.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
yeah, it's a good show. It's I think it offers like a realistic
Of what's happening?
sense of
Or what could happen.
of what building a program would be like.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a lot of bureaucracy in it.
Mhm.
A lot of like just departments being at odds with each other, like
Yep.
within the government. Like
Yep.
the Air Force saying, "No, you guys should have been part of the Air Force," and they're like, "No, but we're our own."
Right.
And then like, oh, the Air Force talking about, "Oh no, we're gonna slide in here. We've been working on rockets and we've been doing you know
Yep.
shit like that."
Okay.
And the Air Force wasn't a branch of the government anyway. They created that, I believe, World War One or World War Two. That was like a brand new branch.
So it's like 100 years old
Mm-hmm.
or close. To.
It's not as old as like the Marines or whatever or the Navy,
I'm glad,
but it's possible.
Thank you for that
It's
piece
possible.
of information.
That was very.
That was
Suck
very insightful.
Delightful.
My dick.
No, that was good. Now
I didn't
know.
know. Keaton. Now,
Yeah,
now I
didn't.
know.
Oh,
If I
okay.
ever go on Jeopardy,
Okay. Okay.
what is the Air Force?
Alex, what is 1942?
But that's the thing, because obviously we didn't have planes back when we were doing the Civil War shit.
1942?
No, 14.
Well, we had planes
19?
back in World War One, so to speak.
Yeah, when was
the-
World War One?
1917?
Was it 1914 to 1918?
Like the movie, 1917. That was World War One.
Was it?
Around that time?
17, 18. I think it lasted like only like a couple of years, right?
I don't even
Because
remember.
World War Two.
Oh yeah, see,
What?
better put some respect on my name, son. July 28, 1914 to November 11th, 1918.
See, we
my
cover
dick.
that.
You said 1970. He's like, oh no, it's not 1942. It's 1917.
When was
Hey,
the Air
we're-
Force,
we're in it.
Air Force
You
paid?
might-
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
well yeah.
When was the Air Force
created or
founded?
founded? The founding of the Air Force.
It's going to be like 1872.
I know, right before the Civil War, before we had planes.
1947.
Yeah, see, World War Two.
Yeah, you said World War One.
I said World War Two first,
Bro,
and then
you
I
said World
and
War
th-
One.
and then I added
You said
World War
World
One.
War-
I
you
added
said
it.
World War
That's
One.
30 years back.
You
I
said
added
World
it because they
War.
had planes.
We have evidence.
God damn.
Wait a
You
minute.
go- You want
Wait
to
a
put money
minute.
on that?
That was when it was
100 bucks?
founded, but
100 bucks?
when do we know it's legitimately created? Because that could be the initial publication, but they could have had a fucking Air Force for way longer.
You know what?
But it was classified.
Okay, so as the United States assumed its place as a global superpower during and after the war, so too did the role of the Air Corps transform first into the Army Air Forces in 1941, and then finally as a separate branch known as the U.S. Air Force in 1947. So it was Air Corps.
And
Army Air
41.
Force.
So you're
Or
wrong.
Army Air
No,
Force.
fuck
Again.
you. Fuck
So
you.
you're wrong
Fuck you.
twice.
Wait a minute. Air Corps was created in 41, but how long was the Air Corps existing?
Until 1947, which is what I said.
No, I meant like
Oh, you mean-
existing before night because they didn't just create it in one day, right?
Oh, my God. Now you're nitpicking. Keenan. I see
Whatever.
what you're trying to do here.
Kiss my
Just
black
admit
ass.
you're wrong. Just admit you're wrong.
Never.
okay?
Oh, that reminds me.
Uh.
A topic that I really would like to get your both opinions and thoughts on was how to pick your battles. Because obviously I argue a lot, and a lot of people tell me, Keenan, you need to pick your battles when I get frustrated that I didn't win an argument or a conversation or something I was just frustrated at. So when does one go, oh, wow, this is not something I should continue forth. I'll concede and let the other person keep going.
That's definitely situational.
Yeah, I think it's situational.
God damn it.
So Yeah, like if you
What's
for
an-
one, if you're arguing with somebody and you know it's not gonna ever go anywhere because this guy's a dumbass and just doesn't listen to reason,
Okay.
or is bullheaded and just is all about just whatever, like he's narrow-minded, then at that point you're just like, okay, well, there's no point. I could just keep arguing with him forever, wasting my time and breath. But
Okay.
aside from that, it's definitely situational.
Yeah, I think it's situational.
God damn it.
Absolutely.
All right.
But unless you're talking to an idiot,
Hey,
case
who
just-
has two thumbs and is no? Well,
you're not an idiot, bro.
No, I'm not.
You listen to reason. You're mindful of people's opinions and open to it. So otherwise, I
think
wouldn't be
you're
on this
logical,
podcast.
yeah,
as
Where'd
well.
that come from?
Yeah.
If I didn't like you, I wouldn't be on here. Bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No
100%.
shit. You
Dude,
just do
no,
it with
just because
Joe?
I love Joe, like you know what? Fuck that guy. Keaton,
Oh,
man.
shit.
He's so narrow-minded. I can't talk to that dumbass. That's not
nerd.
the case, dude. No, I like
Yeah.
nerds. Nerds are great people.
Yeah. Shout
Oh,
out to the
but,
nerds.
Thank you.
touching on the Air Corps again, they dissolved into what's now known as the Air Force, so 41 to 47.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So found it.
So what I
Okay.
said before Keenan,
I included
Put some
War War
respect.
One. I,
fuck up. You're embarrassing.
you know what? Re-listen to the
this is your best friend, Joe? You sure?
This
You
is
taking
my dude.
applications?
All right? This is my dude.
You taking application?
We are taking applications.
Oh, my God.
Please submit
I'm
your
right
video.
Whatever. You can go
buddy.
solo. I'll go solo. Fuck you guys.
It won't be new.
I'm quitting, dude.
Because none of my business podcast.
Actually, funny enough, my roommate and I were thinking of calling it.
Oh, so
Yo.
you're in discussions with your roommate
Yo.
to have your own podcast, huh?
Wow, so this was in works
Huh.
before this
Ah,
conversation.
yeah, I'm starting my own Air Corps, bitch.
So this must have been recent because your roommate's only been your roommate for
only a couple months. Yeah, yeah. But there was a
Son
joke.
of a bitch.
So when are we hanging out at your crib?
Oh, anytime. Doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care.
Well, I'm not working, so let's
yeah.
have an underwear sleepover
Oh,
party.
it's just-
A martini with martinis. And
Wow.
super sick bossa
I don't know
nova.
how.
Oh, yeah.
Dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun.
I'm just gonna be somehow accidentally naked in your place and walk into a room by accident.
Oh, okay.
Someone's
Oh,
had
this
one
is
too
not-
many dirty martinis.
This is
No.
not my room.
There's
Where
that.
am
No.
I?
Keenan.
Nanny?
No.
Oh, Keaton.
Yeah.
Bye.
Except with the-
He's like, look, guys, I'm working on it, all right? Please.
No, you know I'm always into that.
Oh, all right. All right. You're
the
into it.
Latin lady from the plastic shop.
Oh, I know.
10 years strong, man.
Not
Plastic
into
shop?
white women.
Yeah. The.
I'm kidding. He is. Doesn't like black women.
Oh, fuck
I'm
you.
kidding. Yeah.
Oh, that's the picture I was gonna show you of this really hot black lady that was like, oh, okay, awesome, yeah, good job.
Anyway, plastic
Kudos.
shop.
Yeah. So this
Does she listen to the pod?
no, I sent her info about the pod, and she was like, yeah, maybe I'll listen to it, or whatever she said, I didn't believe her because I knew it was just like,
Yeah.
I'm being nice, you're a customer, all that stuff. So, but Joe and Philly knows for the longest time, this is when I've been Casanova, flirtatious, going more than just the over extreme
Right.
respectfulness. Yeah. And was able to get numbers and not Instagram, just numbers and conversations and
contact
texting.
info, yeah.
But still no official, let's go out. We're going on a date. It's always been, I'm seeing someone or I'm seeing someone or I'm seeing someone. So there was like two.
Or, I like girls.
There was two moments where I was
Okay.
like, I had an opportunity to go out on an official date. We agreed to go out somewhere in Whittier, some bar she liked and some place I've been to before, and it never went through. And that's my fault for not checking up and texting and like, hey, are we doing this?
Yeah.
Let's do this. Yeah, it wasn't. There was no of that, and I should have did that. But there was no also. There was nothing further from her end either. The whole entire time, it didn't really seem like she wanted to invest any interest.
Because interest reflects, or effort reflects interest, right?
Something of the smallest gesture. Like,
Yeah,
you gave
I
me
get
your
you.
number, but if you're not going to have a conversation with me through texting or phone calls, then what you gave me your number as like a business thing now. It's not, I can't follow the same details. So, and if I do go up one day, and I think we discussed before, and I straight up go, hey, are you single, or, are you interested in me, kind of thing, and she goes, oh, I never knew you liked me, then it's like, was like, what?
I mean,
Like,
yeah,
what
'cause
was
there
I
you
not-
go,
Yeah.
missing those
Yeah,
social
it's-
cues.
Yeah.
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 I think but I feel like if you were really interested, you really wanted to, you would try to pursue it. But again, like I really terribly said before, effort reflects interest. So if you really did want to pursue it, then I think you would have made the effort. Because
Yeah, I think it all comes down to like, in your case,
She's been with somebody for
Well,
the
not
times
only
I
that,
asked her
but-
out.
oh, that doesn't matter.
how willing?
Oh, shit.
I mean, because I know you also you're a patron there. You're a customer.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you? And actually, where is she willing to draw that line
right.
as a
Right,
client?
right.
Right, business.
You know,
It is
or
it's kind of
you know,
difficult.
you
yeah.
being as a customer, because you're a customer.
Mhm.
So it's like, where does she draw that line? Where
Right.
does she say, well,
Right.
I'm interested in dating this guy, or I'm interested in not, and continue to keep him as a
Yeah,
customer?
but they didn't even get to that point because they never had. You guys never went out and like hung out, right?
No, but I have legitimately like asked out to go out to
And then
get
just
drinks
no
or
follow
club.
through
No.
or whatever. Okay,
No.
well, see.
yeah, so she's drawing that line pretty much.
Yeah.
Well,
in a
no,
sense.
because I mean, maybe, possibly, but he said that. Oh, we could have totally done it. I just didn't like.
One
Okay,
like
but
one
then
time, one
again-
time she wasn't seeing anybody
Mhm.
because pretty much every year she's all.
Right.
The moments I do ask, she's seeing somebody. Now I haven't been asking her out like every month or every other month. It's pretty much like once or twice a year,
Mhm.
and then at those moments, never the same day, never the same month, so it's different parts of times. I'm not going to be like that creepy, but
Just filling it out, like, hey, by the way,
Your hair's
Yeah.
different. Are you?
yeah, it's different. Are you single this month?
yeah.
Would you have it as to be single this year?
Don't do that. Yeah. So the times have been random, but pretty much most of the time, she's always with somebody. Now I don't know, like to Joe's point, if she's saying that because I am a customer, she doesn't want to keep anything all crazy. So yeah, I'm saying.
But I mean, if
Eat
nothing
where
else,
she
you guys could
shits.
just be friends, right? It doesn't have to turn into like a sexual
my
relationship or
roommate?
romantic. With her, it should definitely. Anyway, but it could just be. You guys could be really good friends after a while. Like you don't know. Like it doesn't. I mean, I've gone out with some women with no intention of anything romantic or sexual, just because I want to like. I feel like they're interesting people. I want to get to know them and see if we can be friends. Maybe we can, like grow into something else. But it doesn't have to be romantic. You just be like, hey, like, can we just grab a drink? You don't grab drinks with friends, you do. Like, and then that could turn into something else. But I don't.
okay,
I
yeah.
feel like if you go into it expecting something, then that's the recipe for failure. You just got to go in and see where it goes. It has to be organic. That's why I hate these online dating apps.
okay.
Because the whole point of it is to match up
Bypass
with them
it.
and then do
Yeah.
right. It's just like, no, I want to. What if we're talking for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or a month on chatting, and I meet you and like there's no chemistry, there's none of that. Like,
okay.
what if we can't converse beyond like the niceties of hey,
Right.
Hey,
how,
what's
how
up?
much
What
is
you
yeah?
doing?
Just if you can't go past that, then there's nothing. You're just wasting your time.
Right.
So you need to take that step to see, hey, can we be more than just business, acquaintances or
Now, see, I feel like I've done that many times.
Okay.
And those times, again, it wasn't. You know what? No,
But have you pursued it as like, hey, I want to go on a date, or I want to?
I did with
as opposed to like, hey, you want to go like
Just
hang
hang
out
out.
sometime? Just
well,
no.
the
no
times I
strings,
did
no
do
nothing
that,
like that.
see, I haven't done that because of the boyfriend. So when I have done that, is always her reply was no, I can't because I have a boyfriend. So I need to do it where the boyfriend doesn't matter. It's like, hey, just come out and hang out with me anyway.
yeah. But okay, so now I'm like thinking, or maybe she's just extremely loyal and she doesn't want to put herself in the
Right,
position
right.
to where someone
It would
could feel
jeopardize.
something.
Right,
yeah,
right,
something.
right.
But again, if she's single, then I don't know. Like I feel like when someone says, "Oh, it's a date," I feel pressure too. Or when
Oh,
I
yeah?
say it's a date, like, "Oh shit, it's a date. I gotta
okay.
do date stuff."
Right, right.
But if it's just like, "Hey, let's just grab a drink," something casual. Even if you say it's casual, but you want it to be something romantic, like you don't have to.
Or you'd be like, hey, a bunch of my friends and I were getting together.
Yeah.
I want
Just
to
some-
be interested in
Right.
having to come in and have a drink.
just have a drink, come out, watch a show or some shit.
And she's
Okay.
like, no, I'm 5 years sober. And you'd be like, all right.
All right, never mind.
Just my luck. That would be something like that. Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not going to compromise my end.
Yeah, or hers.
Yeah. But Joe knows. Yeah, there is somebody that I've been, and I don't know why I don't just stop. I don't know. I figured out. That's another question.
Oh,
Frank. Why
the
didn't
girl that you've been pursuing. for
Yeah,
10
like
years
why
or
didn't I
some
stop after 5? Why didn't I stop after 8? Why do I keep going back? Now I go back because of the shop, and the prices are
shit.
ridiculous.
So that's her.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought. Okay.
I just recently bought some material, and our vibe and connection is like, why am I not with this person? It may not be the same with them. They might
This is the
Feel
girl
the
that
vibe
you're
is
like
different.
in love with, right?
pretty much marriage, kids, grandkids,
Well,
great grandkids.
See the family, huh? You could
I
see
don't
the
know,
whole
man.
thing.
Because if you, if I was in love with some girl, I would be on it.
Yeah.
I would never let it go. Like if we had made plans, like we're going through with those plans. I don't give a fuck.
We on some fucking Bismarck.
Bro.
Mr.
Mario
Still Your
shit.
Girl.
I want to know
pursue-
your name, man. I want to know if you got a man.
She's
I wanna
going to
know
know.
everything.
She's gonna know I'm interested.
Yeah.
I will. Do you know when her birthday is?
No, nope.
Oh, baby.
Nope. December something.
December
got what I
2.
need.
Yeah, that's it.
Bro, I would know
think
what
it's
her
30th.
birthday was, like her favorite type of cake. Every Valentine's, fucking Christmas, birthday. I'm sending her
Now,
shit.
is that
Let her
Simping
know.
hardcore.
Is that
Let her know.
Oh, that's regardless if she's either with a
If I'm
boyfriend or
interested,
married.
look, if this is a girl that I like, I could see myself marrying.
Uh-huh.
She's gonna know that I'm interested, and then the ball's in her court.
Okay, so that's where I feel
Like
like
a Nike commercial. You toss me the ball. I mean, like, what's the...
But I feel like I already tossed it my balls, and there was no ball play. It was just bouncing by itself on the court,
No.
and then rolls off to the other side. Like, well, that's Keenan's ball.
No, it's
Yeah.
just you're in a perpetual state of jump ball because
Okay.
both you guys need to make the effort and get it to get something
yeah.
going, but you're in your stands ready to jump, and then you just don't. You need to. I
You
feel like you need to be a
miscount.
little more
Now,
aggressive, bro.
how does this
Need
apply
more
with the
offense? More offense.
the business part of it, though? Is that the line that we're both on each side
Well,
of?
you don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know if she's drawing a line or if there's a line at all because you haven't gone beyond making tentative plans. Now, if once you you can't even talk about that right now. Once
What
you
it-
get to a point where you hang out and have drinks, obviously right now.
Well,
it's
yeah,
hard.
yeah. So what's the tentative plan? Is it if I done it through a text, would that still count or no?
Yeah, that counts.
Okay, so
That's
then
on
I'll
paper.
have to show you the text that I sent
Okay.
where I got the reply of this won't be happening.
Yeah, I
because
gotta
of
read
blah, blah,
it
blah.
because it's hard to.
Yeah,
interpret
exactly,
based off what you
exactly.
said.
Yeah. But I feel like that what I just did was sent of that tentative effort, and again,
there's
like
no follow-through,
yeah.
you said.
So I'm midway through jumping.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah,
I look
exactly.
down and I see there's no jumping on that end, so I'm like, ugh.
See, no.
Yeah.
No, sometimes, I mean,
From that metaphor.
yeah. No, I get it. Like you want to see some sort of effort to see whether or not it's worth
Yeah,
your time, right?
she's
But,
on her cell phone while I'm in the air.
dude, you just gotta be the man and just take the step.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying it's all because every woman is different, but sometimes you just
Which
gotta
is
take
true.
the lead. You just gotta.
So next episode, I'm like, hey guys, guess
Guess
what?
what, motherfucker?
Deech was right, that son of a bitch.
You just
And now I
gotta-
hate her gut. She's crazy as fuck.
Hey, see, and then I saved you, more.
Yeah, you did.
bro. I'm telling you, that's the.
Yeah.
And it's 10 years, Keenan.
What-
Not that that's made. It's taken up that much of your time, but
Yeah.
it's still 10 years that you've gave some part of your mind to. You know.
When's the last time you saw her?
This year,
She said you bought something
like
recently, right?
2 months, yeah, like a month ago,
What
because I
happened?
bought some new plastic from them, which
How often
works
do you
out
see her?
great. Well, see, I would say easily guaranteed once a year, because when I build stuff, I go to that plastic shop. I don't go to any other. I went to other ones; they're expensive or they take too long or blah blah blah. Cheapest one in town, all the materials you can get. So whenever
year.
there's a go-to, at minimum once a year, I always go.
Average.
Because I'm always building something once a year.
Right. So average like twice a year, average, or just once a year?
Twice or maybe 3 times. Let's say twice.
Okay.
Twice to be
You
for
buy
certain.
that much material?
Yeah, and they're cheap. They're super cheap. I don't buy in bulk. I buy what I need and I just go back. I can get like a piece of plexi 8 foot by 4 foot for like $60, $70.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
are you
shit.
serious?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh. Plastic or plexiglass? You said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I use the same.
My
I use
cigar
Yeah,
shop
yeah.
needs some fucking plexiglass.
Because it's nearby where his work. So
Oh, nice.
that's how
Okay.
I found it out because I was working at that place before Joe needed some plastic.
Yeah.
Accurate staging.
And I was like, oh, it's right around the corner.
Yeah.
And
we
then
use that.
lo and behold, Yeah. So,
Okay.
well,
that's come on. You're seeing her 2-3 at most
yeah.
three
So
times a year.
3 times a year.
So 362
So,
days of the year, she
and-
doesn't see you,
For the
and
mo-
you have no interaction.
Okay, doesn't see me, but then let's say easily maybe 2-3 months of like texting, of like
Okay.
of texting, of asking of product, maybe trying to start a conversation of that, going to something totally different, vice versa.
Okay.
Which is why I probably should know her birthday because the conversation will go past that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, so let's say a conversation 3 times out of the year.
Okay.
Sorry, 3 months out of the year,
Okay.
and then 2-3 times of a personal visit and by face. Now, every single time when there was a conversation, dialogue driven, I would always shoot my shot. That's the thing. I would
Okay,
always
but how do you shoot your shot? What are you saying?
I'll be asking to go out for drinks,
Drinks, okay.
or dinner,
Coffee,
or
yeah.
even lunch.
Mhm.
Not even a lunch where she's on lunch to go to a place down the street just to walk and talk. Like that. That's also like, no, I'm working, busy. I got to make sure I'm nearby, stuff like that. So whether or not, I don't know if it's 100% true, because as soon as I walk out, she can travel to someplace else. Who knows? But the information given to me from her is in some form or fashion a no
Okay.
to all of my advances.
Okay. Well,
Each and every one of your advances.
all of them.
Whether it's nice or whether it's straightforward, like, hey, you want to go to this place after work? Whether it's direct like that or if it's sort of ease into a conversation about, oh, you'd like that place? Let's try going there sometime.
And
Something like
it's
that.
every time for the past how long?
10 years.
Um,
So that's why I question, why do I keep doing it? At some point, I should just
you
stop.
Shouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
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 At least a few. Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know, for
So-
me, like when
yeah.
I'm trying to be nice, I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, maybe.
Right.
We'll see.
But every time, I'm guaranteed to see her every year because it's a place of business I go to. So every year, I go back to what people tell me. Cianan, always shoot your shot, no matter blah blah blah. Who cares? I'm like, blah. And so I would do it, sort of like, well, I can only prove myself or their information wrong. You know, by not doing it, I won't be able
By
to
doing-
find out.
And you know what, though? There is something to be said for persistence because I've had friends who've just kept at it and like badgered like these
Yeah.
girls, essentially badgered these girls and wore them down to go on a date.
Yeah.
And you know what?
They got
They
married.
fucking love each other.
Oh shit.
She had some sort of preconceived notion about whatever, and she got to know my boys or they each
Hey,
woman
all
no,
right.
not
Hey.
each separate.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
two women got to know my two friends, and they're like, you know what? I fucking love this guy.
And there's
So-
the possibility.
But
And there's things like that where like she is Latin Latin American, so, and I think it's second, maybe third generation,
Okay.
but so there's maybe the family racial element. There could be something where it's
There
like,
could
hey,
be, yeah.
I can't mess with black people or anything like that. I have no idea, but I've heard there are things like that in the Latin
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
Asian communities too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
A lot of communities, but
yeah.
Okay.
I just don't know. It
I
would
ju-
be nice if I got a straight answer. Hey, I don't like you. You know?
Yeah. Well, have you ever asked her the question like, "Hey, look, I'm interested in
Oh,
you
yeah.
know
Yeah,
taking
like,
you on
be
a
very
date or
forward.
getting to know you better.
That-
Would you be interested?
Yeah.
You know
That yes,
something like that.
and that was the moment where she was like, "Yeah, I'm interested in going out to this,"
And then you just
place.
never followed up.
and I
Damn.
fucked that shit up bad,
well,
horrible.
Fuck.
You want to talk
Maybe
about
now she's like, "Fuck this dude! I gave him a chance after all these years."
talk about we're having regrets in your life, Joe?
Hey, I
Well,
don't
you know
have
what?
regrets.
Well,
Yeah.
have you talked to her after that?
Yeah,
You saw-
many times.
And-
That was like 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, try again. What the fuck?
Yeah.
You're like,
Try
look,
again.
listen, I
and
know
then
one time we were
follow
gonna
Yeah.
through.
If it comes through, yes,
But I mean, now it's even worse because we're fucking locked down and there's all this Corona bullshit.
I know, right?
So it's harder, but
Mm.
I mean, you guys.
But
could-
people still go out. I
Yeah.
mean, shit. Not to bash my roommate, but we've had but we've had several people that I don't know about come to the house, and I've seen people go out on many dates. We know somebody in our group who goes out on dates and meets people on other dating apps. So
I don't know about that. I only hang out with people. I go out, but I only hang out with people that I know.
yeah,
So,
we're
That's right. I heard that.
Yeah.
so we hitting up that club right after this,
no, I ain't doing no clubs. Bro. I don't. Do
and
clubs
that's
in
what I
general.
get all the time. Yeah.
About that.
I think it's just Keenan, man.
It is pretty much. Yep.
He's
like-
still my best friend.
Yo,
Joe's
that's
the only
love
one that
right
goes
there.
through that. Yeah. That's the
love
only
right
love
there,
I
man.
need. That's why the girls don't come
It's
after
like he
me.
doesn't even spell his name right.
Oh my god.
Cianan. His name is Cianan.
He's like, listen, it's the
straight up,
Irish.
The first time I
Yeah.
saw it, it's like CNN. CNN.
That's why I call him
Cianan
Cianan and
Dunkaroos. Yep.
Yeah.
He said he's been saying that since
We're at 12.
junior high.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. When the Dunkaroos came out.
Oh,
Oh, Keenan,
cheers to
guess
that.
what? You're seeing
Cheers
the
to beautiful
Dunkaroos.
fucking friendship. Oh, you're out.
Oh,
You just
give
get a
him,
little
give
bit.
him.
A
Oh,
little
like
bit,
a
just
tiny,
slowly.
tiny.
I gotta drive.
Did any of you get like pretty toasty for 4th of July?
Oh yeah.
I didn't. No, I didn't.
Oh my god, dude!
I literally just stayed at home with the kids.
I'm gonna need like another Coke for this. I can't finish this.
Oh, isn't there more Coke over there?
No, it's empty.
Both of them?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay, I have to get some more Coke.
Later.
Yeah. Dude, I got drunk, I got high, and I did some Molly.
Nice.
Look at you.
Damn,
Not
you
until I
living
didn't
it.
know that was gonna happen, but it was available. I was asked, and who am I to say no? I am just but a simple human being with weaknesses.
Brother, you are just a respectable person. You're just all around. Look at you.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me a druggie.
No, not at
No.
all. Not at all.
I mean, it's not like you're doing Molly consistently, right?
Mm. I haven't done it in like 5 years.
How does the process of even acquiring
But you got
said
stiff
drugs
jaw, huh?
happen?
I usually have.
What was your question again?
I just don't know how people can get drugs. Is it like a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, or
No friends.
Oh,
friends.
okay,
It's always
okay.
Yeah, it's always friends. I don't
Because
trust.
I don't
friends.
personally know anybody who does do any sort of like stuff or can get that or acquire it for me. Like if I wanted to get some like, bat blood or something like that.
knows.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You
Bat
know.
blood. That's a little. I can ask some people if you really want.
Oh
it.
yeah.
You
It's
know,
gonna be
some
hard to
bat
get though.
blood?
But
it's
it'll
funny.
take a while. It's
yeah,
gonna take a while.
it's funny because I've been out of the game for like easily 10 years,
Okay.
over 10 years for sure. But it's so easily accessible. To
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Somebody can come up to me and say, "Hey, Joe, I need this," and I could have it to them. within
Interesting.
days.
But when you're dealing, because I used to slang too, but when you're dealing, it's just like everyone that you associate with has something that you can.
Oh really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh
Yeah.
wow. So it's a really crazy web of connections.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
100%. But I mean, obviously now I don't have those connections because I don't want those people
Oh,
around
yeah,
in my
yeah,
life.
yeah.
But yeah, when
Yeah.
I was slinging weed and coke, and
Yeah.
bro, everyone that I was hanging out with was either doing it or had it or knew someone who had it, or
Okay.
it's just the
It's-
people you're hanging with.
It's funny because when you're younger, or even maybe this is just a social thing, a thing of its time. But I know when I was younger, like people would talk about coke and be like, "Wow, that's an expensive drug."
Mhm.
Damn, like wow,
Right.
that's like businessmen and stock people.
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
that
Wall
and
Street shit.
Wall Street shit, like that. That's a pretty exclusive drug.
the white
And
man's
now,
drug.
like,
Mhm.
we're older and shit, and it's like, wow, you can access coke pretty fucking
Yeah.
easily.
Oh, yeah.
It's not even like,
not even sketchy people anymore. Kind of
no,
thing?
it's
like your
it's
neighborhood.
just, you'd be surprised how many people do cocaine
Huh.
just in general.
Recreationally, yeah.
Right. Yeah,
Recreational,
right.
just-
Okay.
Like it's weed.
Like it's back in
it's not
the
even-
early 50s and 60s, right?
It's definitely not the 80s,
80s.
anymore.
Oh,
where
okay.
The 80s
No,
was
it's- yeah.
exclusive drug.
Yeah.
If you had to have money to be
Mhm.
part of it.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
It was a party drug that only people who are a little more well off would do.
Had
Yeah.
it.
And now
Yeah.
it's like,
Upper
you know, just
Bro,
regular. It's a regular drug now.
Like, I would go to bars, and I kid you not, 50% of the time, I would see somebody either doing it or just
Oh,
walking
doing
out.
that.
And you know,
yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, all right.
Yeah.
Literally one out of 2 times that I go to a bar.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's just easily
Crazy.
accessible.
Oh, okay.
It's crazy.
and you'll see people just doing it like in a huddle with some friends.
Yeah.
Like not even
What-
not even conspicuous.
I have yet to see somebody on coke like while out. Like that's when I know it's like, hey, that's a bad drug because it's making you do some things like what alcohol would do to people. Like you got to hold your shit.
Alcohol's worse.
I would think.
alcohol is
I mean, the
worse.
way it brings people out, what it does to people in their mind, seeing the fights, the arguments. It's like, what the hell? What's going? Like, I've yet to see something like that through coke. I even though I get the weird jitters that I see them do it,
Mhm.
in clubs or bars or wherever, it's just like, I don't know. It's still, I don't see them go crazy and wilding out. They just do it, and I have this weird tingling feeling when I shouldn't. because of the perception that they give people on coke than alcohol.
Yeah,
I see what
but
you're talking about.
I think alcohol's worse because, like they say, you lose your inhibitions. Like you don't care, you just do
Yeah.
whatever the fuck you want,
Yeah.
regardless. But
I can
if
attest
you-
to that.
Yeah, but if you, oh yeah,
Whiskey
100%,
Joe
me
is-
too, man. But if you do coke, it kind of like just evens you out. You just like
You wake
sober
up?
You wake up.
it's
And then
it's an
you get
equalizer.
jittery. Yeah, it
Okay.
just evens you out.
Okay.
man.
It's
I don't
a-
like it, but
It's a perfect equalizer to drinking.
Something I would like to try, which I know I can't do, but it just sounds interesting. Again, about perception of what they give to you about the drug is Quaaludes. Ever since I saw Wolf of Wall Street, I was like, oh, I want to try a
I want to
Quaalude.
try them too.
It's
There's
like, no.
there's none
No,
around.
you don't.
Yeah, Quaaludes don't exist anymore.
Yeah, there's none around.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they were glorious.
But,
But see, then again, I'm not that dude. Like, I don't like to be like
Fucked up. all
Tripping
the
balls?
time.
I don't like to
that's
be just like
sloppy.
sloppy,
I get
super.
you.
Like,
Okay.
I get you.
But getting high, that my first legitimate, like real high. Joe witnessed it when we were in the car. waiting
Marijuana?
Yeah, from Anamanaguchi. I smoked a shit ton of weed
that
prior.
was the first time you've been high like that.
We're talking like almost paranoid high. That people say they get
Anamanaguchi.
paranoid.
What's
I was there. I didn't get
It's a
paranoid,
band.
but I was just like, what the fuck? My body felt like that. I told Joe, dude, we can't leave this fucking car, man. I'm high as fuck.
How old were you?
I can't move.
6
This is
months
like-
ago.
It was February.
6 months ago, years old.
Before Corona happened. This the last show we saw.
Yeah,
at
this
the
was-
Fonda Theater was Anamanaguchi.
That's the Sir show.
Yeah.
No, it was
Oh,
Anamanaguchi.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
right.
after the search show. And
That's why I know.
I was high as fuck in the car, and I was like, wow, this is more than I normally have.
Okay.
This feels great, but I don't want to do anything because I feel like, something weird may happen. It
But
felt
see,
weird.
I think it's because you still.
I don't do
I
it
think
heavy
I
enough.
think it's because you still perceive marijuana as a drug.
Mm.
Like you still have that perception of marijuana being like a sneaky thing that you kind of know. I don't want
It's
people to know,
natural.
but you can be out on the street smoking a fucking J.
I've
Yeah.
smoked
And
a
it's
blunt in
not
front of
even
a
a
cop. Nobody's
fucking
shit.
deal anymore.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Oh, that's why you killed that joint like real quick because I think we took like three,
4
hits
hits.
each, and I was like,
I was saving it. I didn't
Oh.
I didn't know you wanted the rest.
oh
Of
no,
it. I would have
dude,
gave it to you.
No, I have more weed
Oh,
at
okay,
home.
okay,
so
okay.
if you want to just kill that,
Oh,
we
okay,
can-
cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
I was savoring the flavor.
But that's
Oh,
what I'm
okay.
saying. Like
There's not that
you
much.
kind of
I
treat
also
it
am
like
a
it's
little
a
paranoid.
drug.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you shouldn't. There's no reason for you to
Yeah.
be paranoid about it
There-
anymore.
Yeah, honestly, at first, like I'm gonna be honest. When I first started, I was 15 years old. When I first started, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get addicted to this because I thought it was a drug too. Like you said, there's the whole reefer thing. Like, oh, these stoners, they're a bunch of
yeah.
hippies. They don't do anything with their lives. And I was like, shit, I don't want to be like that, but I want to try. And the only thing that I could see, like the only side effects that I had was I was fucking hungry, and I was paranoid, and that was it. And then and it was just like a natural. It was tree, and it wasn't synthetic or anything. And I was like, all right, this is natural. God made this for me to smoke.
But see, I've yet to get paranoid. I
Really?
still haven't gotten.
Oh,
You were just
so
borderline.
high.
First start, I was
and
paranoid
and that
as fuck.
and that's because of the rap that marijuana has gotten.
Uh-huh,
That's the
exactly.
only reason for the
Because you
paranoia.
can't
Exactly.
get. Oh, okay.
It's
Because
all in the
now it's
mind,
like
man.
it's nothing, dude. You can have an edible, and we live in a world where marijuana should not be ostracized.
Right. And
Right.
now all of a sudden it's medicinal. I'm like, yeah, doctors prescribe it. It's good for cerebral palsy or whatever the fuck. I'm like, okay, well, where was this energy when I was like 15, motherfucker?
Yeah,
All of a
yeah.
sudden, like, I'm getting tickets for this shit, but now it's legal, which also ties into the whole, like, the people that are locked up for marijuana offenses.
Right.
Like,
Conspiracy
absolutely.
theory stuff.
free them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like why?
Absolutely.
I mean, like because they make money when they're still in there. I don't know how they make money. How they make money by keeping a shit ton of people in prison? Like are we paying for that?
Yeah.
Or-
That's
yeah.
our tax money.
Tax money.
wow.
That's all our tax money.
So
bro.
what if we stop paying it?
Stop paying our taxes?
Yeah. What happens? What happens when we stop paying? What happens when we Wesley Snipes ourselves?
Oh, you'll end up in jail
Yeah,
like,
like
Wesley
Wesley
Snipes.
Spit it out.
Yeah.
Go ahead, try it.
Try not paying your taxes.
Be a statistic, Keenan. Go ahead. Everybody's waiting for it. Come on.
Yes, they are.
I don't know, man.
Oh shit!
Keenan, I'm gonna.
No, that,
I was.
that,
Oh, he's gonna
shit.
be fucking high, just in time for the soapbox talk. He's about to be so high. See, but okay, so for the longest time, I mean, I've had an on and off again thing with marijuana. Like for I stopped. I smoked. I started smoking marijuana when I was like 12 years old,
Middle school.
and middle school. Like,
done.
and it all stemmed from the fact that we would see like older kids smoking weed, and I used to hang out with this small group of it was like 3 or 4 of us, and we were like, oh, we want to do that, so we would pick up grass and smoke grass, literally
Little
grass.
grass, right?
And then a friend of mine was like, oh, hey, my parents own a liquor store, I could get us cigarettes, and we were like, fuck yeah, let's try cigarettes, fuck it. So we would smoke cigarettes, and we were like, nah, this is nasty.
Yeah.
And then I found out that one of the little cholo dudes in my building sold weed. And I was like, oh, tight. How much is it? And he's like, oh, well, I got dubs, I got dimes, I got ounces. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh.
when they had nickels.
Yeah. So I bought a dime, $10. I was like,
Hell
I
yeah.
could scrounge up $10 somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I bought a dime. And then I smoked it, and I was like, holy shit.
Well, how did you
this
smoke
is
it for the
fucking
first
dope.
time?
We rolled it up in some paper.
Okay,
Yeah.
but like terribly, but you rolled it up.
It was a terrible roll, but
But still.
it was still a joint.
But with
man.
joint papers?
Yeah, joint
Okay.
papers. So we did that, and we are like, oh shit, this is tight. So we started smoking weed, and I would smoke weed until I was like 20,
Okay.
22,
Oh, wow.
23. I smoked weed until I was 22.
That's
23.
when I started drinking. Was at 23.
And then I stopped. And then I stopped smoking weed, and I didn't smoke weed for years.
Yeah.
Like, easily another 10 years. Because I didn't pick up smoking again.
Till
It
recently?
must have been like, recent.
Mhm.
So, and then even then, it's like on and off.
Not
Like,
that-
I'll buy
yeah.
a cartridge, and
Yeah.
that cartridge
Yeah,
lasts me
yeah.
for months. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
so it's like
I rarely buy that stuff too.
Yeah.
and I had to get over the stigma of what marijuana was. Like,
You want to save this?
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna roll you another joint.
Oh, I'm done for today.
No, not
Oh,
you can save it
okay.
for later.
Okay.
It's just. better
he's like, so you
shit.
could smoke some dank
Yeah,
shit.
some dank.
Okay.
Yo, it's.
Do you want me to give some to my roommate? Say it's from you.
I don't know.
Oh, he
you
doesn't
can
care.
share it.
Oh, okay.
I don't care. Like
Oh, man.
I've never met her. Like
You.
she's hot, but I don't care what she.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
She
her.
thinks of me.
I don't know her. No,
But,
I mean
uh,
you can.
Yeah,
it's
so,
some dank shit,
so
so.
I've dealt with I've messed with the idea of marijuana for
Yeah.
decades.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
And it wasn't until I decided, fuck it, I'm not gonna treat marijuana like it's a drug anymore, to where I was like, fine with weed. Like,
right.
to-
So that's
to
easy
where
to
it's
do
not-
though, no? Or
Yeah.
it's easier to do.
it's easier to do
Because it's a
now.
plant.
Like, that's absolutely
natural,
easy to do. Yeah. And it's like it's not even a thing anymore. It's not a big deal.
It's
Smoking marijuana is nothing.
It's better than cigarettes.
Yeah.
I really didn't like the coughing. I still don't like the coughing. But that's what turned me away from weed. Is that every time I saw somebody smoke it, they coughed up mad crazy shit, and I was like,
No.
I don't want to do that. Hence, right now, I'm like, I'm done with that shit.
And so
But the sound of them and seeing them spit
get
and
you.
all that shit, I was like, oh god, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, the
Yeah, 'cause
spitting
you're
still happens.
germaphobe.
The
You're
city, yeah.
germaphobe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's
Fuck you.
but there are times where I do welcome that cough because it's like, oh shit, I'm about to feel this.
I'm about to
Oh
be
yeah,
faded.
yeah.
About
That's,
to feel
I
this.
I know that now.
Yeah.
Keenan's about to be
But-
faded.
So I'm
as-
stop-
But you grow a not a tolerance, but you're able to hold it in and put a little more effort so that you don't cough, and then just you're straight. 'Cause I don't really cough that much, depending on what I hit. Like if I'm smoking a bong, most likely.
Almost like
Blunt, most likely. That's why I smoke joints. I love joints.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
smoke out a piece, but joints are my shit. You can taste it better. It smells better.
Is there a special shop that you only get your stuff from in LA, or is this-
Yeah, CD Compassionate Caregivers on 7th Street. Shout
Okay.
out to CCC, man.
Okay.
They carry the from the Cure Company. They have the Marathon OG, which is Nipsey Hussle's strain.
Oh, okay.
They grow it there, and that's the only spot that I know. Actually, there's a delivery service now that does deliver, but they have it at that shop. Always.
I thought that was so crazy when I saw those billboards with weed deliveries. I was like, I kid you not. I think this was in a Grand Theft Auto game long ass time ago. We all laughed and joked about
Oh,
it.
yeah.
But
You
sure
could
enough,
really have a
we
delivery
see
service,
those
yeah.
signs. It's like, what the fuck? Video games, they tell
everywhere
the
now.
future,
Here we
man.
are, man.
Soothsayers.
Here we are.
Like
Yeah.
I when I was 18, right out of high school, I had a chance to be in, like, to stay in the marijuana because I was working with my friend at a shop. He's like, hey, you know what? The owner wants workers, and I'm thinking, fuck.
You said high
it's still-
school?
right out of high school. So
Oh, okay.
I was like 19,
Okay.
and I was thinking, shit, this is a lot of fun. I love smoking weed, and I love the whole marijuana culture. And there's a lot of like stigma about it that people don't really understand. And I could have done it, but I was like, you know what? It's still illegal. It's a drug still. I don't want to ruin my future. What if I get a government job, or you know what people say, oh, I
Right,
don't know my
right,
record
yeah,
and whatever.
right.
Like, and these people are fucking millionaires now.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is that
Right.
I work in an industry where it's like, if you're not smoking marijuana, like that's like
Something's wrong with
the
you.
lightest shit you could
Yeah.
you could
Oh,
do.
yeah.
In
Yeah.
the industry that I work on, we have meth heads that,
Yeah.
are just-
Uh-huh.
that prosper.
Yeah.
I swear to you,
Yeah.
they're like the best builders ever.
Oh, yeah.
And people know
Oh,
that
yeah.
they're meth heads,
Oh,
but
yeah.
they're like,
They're
fuck
on
it,
their
who
Give him
cares?
some
As
meth,
long
he'll
as-
build a
as long as you do
stage.
the job right.
as long as he's not on the shit
Yeah.
while we're
Yeah.
working,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
cares?
Have
But
you
as soon
seen
as
this guy
fucking
build?
clocked out,
Yeah.
as soon as some of these guys clock out, it's like
Meticulous.
hit the pookie real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick. So marijuana is the least of anybody's worries.
And,
in my
and I kind of
industry.
feel like, well, I'm not saying it's the case for everybody. Like, if you don't smoke marijuana, or if you think marijuana is like terribly, like, oh, what the fuck you smoke, then you got a problem. Like, there's something wrong with you.
Absolutely.
You're too stiff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No offense, but you're
Uh-huh.
yeah,
You're stiffy.
yeah. Like, it's just weed. Everyone smokes weed.
Everybody does.
And so does Keenan.
Yeah,
Well, now he does at the age of 36. I'm late to every game.
everyone smokes.
Yeah,
weed.
that's
right.
why I won't
Crazy.
probably won't get married till I'm 50. When I have kids, till I'm 62. Like, all right,
That's gonna be horrible.
I'll live
That's gonna
the
be hard.
the
because
Larry.
When your kids are 20, you're gonna be 80.
Like 80. What's his name? Larry King. Didn't he have a kid when he was like 70 something?
Shit, I think I remember that.
Yeah.
something like that.
Him or David Letterman at the age of like 60 something had a kid. Yeah, yeah, I remember that.
too.
Yeah.
This guy's a weirdo.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen,
He said Letterman.
we have come to the soapbox portion of our podcast.
Mm.
For those of you who are just tuning in, who have never listened to the pod, the soapbox portion is the segment in which each of the speakers gets an opportunity to speak on anything they want to talk about, whether it's promoting something, endorsing something, shouting someone out, or just venting in general. Keenan. So usually we'll start out with Keenan, but if every time we have a guest, we let the guest go first. Our guest host for today and the future, we got Deech.
Yo.
Take it away. With the soapbox, each speaker will get an opportunity to speak on whatever they want for as long as they want, uninterrupted, usually. Anyway. So, Deech, take it away.
Shit, I didn't even think about this.
All right, Philly.
I mean, I do miss that dude's voice on this pod, but honestly, the shit I don't even watch the news anymore. Like, I see on Instagram, like literally every other post is some racist shit that's going on. Recently, I saw a post about a street vendor who was selling fruit, like the Hollywood Hills, and some lady just randomly coming up to him like, "Do you have a license?" Like, the fuck? For what? Am I hurting anybody? What am I doing? I'm trying to sell fruit to, one, make a living so I can take care of my family. Two, provide a service for people. It's fruit. It's like the best fruit that you can get on the street ever. So just these random acts of like people interfering with regular life to flex their superiority or their personal status. Like, this shit was going on a long time. You didn't care when they were there, like last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever, you know? Like, is that a ghetto bird up there? Yes, sir.
Yeah. We're here for the pod.
They saw 3 non-whites on the top of a roof.
And I'm the
with
one
alcohol.
that gets shot.
But it's just, I don't even want to watch it. It's just terrible. The state of the community of America has gone to shit, and it really. Sorry.
It was cool.
It's so fucked up.
Yeah.
You know? Like, we're all brothers and sisters. Doesn't matter what color skin or where you come from or what. I've made friends with people in opposite like ends of the scale. You know, some of the best people. There's just so much hate.
Yep.
Oh shit! I'm like losing it right now.
Hey, it's cool.
It's
brother.
cool.
It's cool.
Oh fuck! I haven't talked to my therapist in a while.
It's all good.
That's what we're here for. Let
That's what
people
the pod
know.
is here for.
Let
man.
people know.
Like where's the love? For real, where is the fucking love? Just smoke weed, chill out, come the fuck out. You know? Like I'm sure a lot of these people came from nothing and made it to where they were. Now they forget where they came from. They're just like, you know, I'm up here. What are you doing? And it just hurts.
Yep.
Fuck. Just be decent to each other, you know. Be kind. Try to understand where these people are coming from. Don't try to project your beliefs onto anybody, you know. Fuck. 2020 is a bitch.
It is.
Yep.
It's crazy, man.
Yep.
Anyway, just more love. Share the love. Spread the love. Do whatever you can to just show someone you give a shit and you care. You fucking love them. And we'll get through it. And we'll get through it together. But don't be a bitch.
Yeah.
Share
Yeah.
the love. Stop
Yeah.
fucking with people. Just mind your own fucking business. Like Will Smith said, mind your business. Just mind your business.
Just mind it.
For real.
Yeah.
That's it.
Cheers. Where's
Fuck
that?
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That's what this pod is. I'm empty.
Joe. Oh wait, Joe. Just a
All right.
time. Okay. He's
I love
driving.
you,
He's driving me
Deech.
home.
All right.
Love you.
Yeah.
Thank
Fucking
you.
broke down.
No, man. That's what this pod is. That's
Yeah.
what this pod is.
The soapbox is 100% specifically for people to let other people know what's on your mind, what's making you frustrated and acting weird and crazy. Like that's what that's for.
If that wasn't that moment, then I don't know.
Because
what
who
the fuck
else do you get to
going
tell?
on.
Yeah.
Shit, I haven't even talked to my best friend about like.
Yeah. How would we know what's going on up there unless we know? I mean, you can use that the same metaphor we have for just letting yourself be free and go is the same metaphor you've been giving me about the girl I want for 10 years. So those opportunities I get, that's what they're for. Just do
Yeah.
it. Just let it go.
Thank
so
you.
yeah.
Thank you for
Deech.
sharing that.
I
Thank you
just want
for
to share the love, man.
Yeah.
thank you for opening yourself like that and
Right. Could have been really
Leaving
difficult
yourself
for you,
vulnerable
so it's
for it,
cool.
yeah, so-
Yeah.
I think you're the first person to cry.
Oh, I don't want to give you that kind of shit.
no, dude. But see,
In a good way. Joe means in
the
a good
way-
way. I
yeah,
know.
exactly.
I'm fucking with Joe.
because
I'm fucking with Joe.
I know last week, or no, it was the week prior to that when you and I had the
The serious
episode,
conversation.
Like I was legit on the verge of like
Joe was gonna slap me.
crying. No, like I really got emotional about
Yeah.
what the fuck is going on
Yeah.
That's
with the
right,
people.
that's
Like I
right,
was
that's
really
right.
like on the verge of like of crying because I can understand how emotional you can get
Yeah.
trying to speak on something like this. Like it's. I mean, when I read Elijah McClain's story, dude, I legit
Oh,
cried.
man.
I was at home and I fucking started crying, you know, and I hugged my kids and I was just like, fuck, like I couldn't stop thinking of people close to me. And I think just the week prior to that, Keenan and I had a conversation where I was like, Keenan, nobody would ever fuck with you, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like the fucking nicest person in the world. Like you're
Bro.
fucking a gentle dude.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nobody would fuck with you.
And then 2 weeks later, we get
yeah,
George Floyd.
I see. No, the
Oh,
Elijah
Elijah.
McClain.
Oh, Elijah. Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, fuck. I fucking
kid.
stuck my foot in my fucking mouth and I started crying because it made me realize how ignorant I was, or how
To the situation.
to the reality
Yeah.
that it doesn't matter who the fuck you are,
Yeah.
what your character is.
Yeah.
It's the fucking color of your skin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because that boy was fucking a gem.
A
A
sweet.
fucking gem.
Mhm.
And I just stuck my foot in my mouth because I was like, fuck, how ignorant did I sound to fucking Keenan telling him that nothing would happen to him.
Right. And that was the whole premise. Like, Joe, this is why I'm afraid of cops.
Yeah, and
And
I was
then-
like, dude, you don't have to be afraid. You can
Yeah.
walk around. You're a fucking
Yeah.
nice guy. Nothing. Cops are never
Yeah.
gonna look at you like that. And then,
And Joe's
sure
not.
enough,
Yeah, you're
a
not the
cou-
only one.
A couple weeks later, I fucking started crying because I'm like, fuck, how stupid did I sound to Keenan telling him that to his face that
Yeah.
nothing was gonna happen to
Right.
him
Yep.
because it was just too nice.
And
We
here
were
I
just
go.
naive to
Yeah.
the situation.
I could be
How-
thinking that too,
Yeah.
and then it happens to me, and I'd be like, "Oh my god! I thought everybody thought nothing would
Right,
happen to me.
right.
Why
I
is
was-
this happening
Dude,
to me?"
and then
I
that
was-
video of that kid when he was playing basketball and he hid behind the car because he saw a
Ah.
cop car come. Bro, that hurt so
Yeah.
much.
the
Yeah.
fucking hate
Yeah.
in this world is crazy, dude.
That's
It's-
right, man. I just
So I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad you were able
Super
to express
glad.
yourself, dude. And
Someone needs to say something.
Yeah, I mean, I don't post shit on Instagram. Like, I know there's a lot of posts like Breonna Taylor and so many people.
Mhm.
I just can't do it because it just hurts. Like, I don't want to. I just,
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
I understand it.
I have, I know my position in the fight, but
Mm.
it's just so hurt. I don't
I
want to look
I
at that shit
appreciate
anymore. I
that.
don't want
No,
to
I get
read it.
it.
I don't want to,
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm
And
with you.
that's definitely another thing I was expressing to a lot of people, people that aren't closely related to my family, like roommates, friends, stuff like that, about all the stuff that I see on the news about my race and ethnic background and all that stuff. I've seen it for decades, 'cause I'm all over 30, so
Yeah.
decades.
Yeah.
And even when I first witnessed Rodney King in elementary school, you know,
remember it.
I knew it then that, I was afraid or couldn't trust police officers since 92 in elementary school. So
Wow.
so when you go from 92 to 2020 and you're like, Keenan, what do you think about the whole situation? It's like, I've seen it a lot of times, or heard about it a lot of times. This is nothing new to me.
Yeah, nothing's
I'm not
changed.
surprised.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
I'm upset. I'm still angry and upset, but I'm not shocked or in awe of what's happening because that's been happening before I was even born. So it's more about getting past the shockness and actually taking some effort to doing something. But that's different.
Right.
Sorry,
I mean, there's another
yeah.
conversation because you got to
Yeah.
now you have to ask, well, what do you think will change all that? Do you think
Right.
defunding is going to work? You think
I don't know.
having different departments within the police departments would help? I don't know. Man.
I
That's
think-
another conversation.
Yeah, it is another conversation. I think we should have that conversation.
definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
we
When's the next
absolutely
episode
need
you coming up, by the way?
Next week.
Fucking
Fuck it.
whatever.
Bring him on with your brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have nothing to
Fuck
do.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear.
My brother's opinion?
Yeah, I'd love to hear Philip's opinion
On
too.
Black
Like,
Lives
yeah.
and
Yeah,
stuff?
that'd
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah.
So next week we should have that
and
conversation.
he's
with him, too.
his other half of the family married into is an Asian family.
Oh,
and
okay.
he's having frustrations that I think I mentioned on the previous podcast about their thoughts because a lot of them haven't or known or experienced. So they're like, why is everybody? Why is it so important?
What
Ethnicity?
yeah, what ethnicity?
We'll find out next week.
This is your
next
sister-in-law? All right. Oh,
yeah.
holy shit.
Okay.
I'm curious. Wow.
I'll text him. I'm a bad brother.
wasn't
Fuck.
that hard of a question?
No, it wasn't.
She's like
Oh,
some
shit.
Pacific Islander, maybe.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, legit. Fuck. Fine.
Okay. Pacific Islander.
This is like, yeah, I don't even know my future wife's birthday. I don't know my brother's.
Dang.
Yeah.
All
Maybe
right.
I'm just so free and open, everybody, accepting. I don't need to know specifics.
you being.
Yeah, no,
Fuck.
you gotta make more of an effort. This shit doesn't just fall.
God
into place
damn it.
Like that. Yeah, I wish it did, man.
You want
Ah.
to give us your soapbox key?
Are you rushing
Oh,
me
sorry.
through? Are we
No,
at
no,
4
no, no,
hours?
not at all,
Oh,
not
my
at
bad.
Because apparently you don't know your own sister-in-law's fucking background.
They don't listen to the episode or show, so whatever. Fuck them.
Philip's
Hope
gonna
they
listen to this one just to
He
polish
is.
up.
He
He
is.
is.
For
It
real.
probably is. Yeah, no, my soapbox, again, start off, thank you for all the listeners. Thank you for being on the show, Deech. Thank
Oh,
you,
my pleasure,
Joe.
my honor.
Give me a ride over here to be able to put on the show and keep the show going. So yeah, thank you all for listening. This was a ridiculously great episode with killer topics and killer conversations. So if you're up to this point, thank you for listening all the way up to this. And my soapbox for tonight was kind of being back a little bit off of Deech. I am high and drunk right now, so hopefully I can get through most of it. But the thought that was in my mind that kind of took over all the titty fucking, which is good, was oh god damn it, I lost my thought after I said that. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. Going back, was on our celebration of 4th of July. The whole thing about the reason why we celebrate our independence and why we're just enthusiastic about our country and its formality happens internally now. Like there is a lot of angst between our citizens and the government, and sometimes of ourselves. And we're hopefully trying to start some revolution or something like that. But the people who are supporting the opposition against the whole Black Lives, who are 100% ridiculously for the Trump presidency and maybe even for Kanye's presidency or something like that, who wave their flags and go off fireworks and eat, their burgers and stuff like that, should realize the reason why we're doing this in the first place. It's why we got to pay attention in our history class, and at least our history class at Hofus give us the real information of why we're having that revolution and having a war and this whole battle between us and England and what we're really fighting for. So hopefully when you celebrate 4th of July, you realize who we're really getting our freedom from and for, and that the people within our own society and the Black Lives Matter movement is doing the exact same thing. So your support for the country should also be the support for them. And that was on my mind for quite a while. And I want to say I can't wait till Corona's over. It means I won't get my government employment money or any sort of
Tax money
extra
back.
thing. But it would be nice if it was over, because I hiked earlier today and that was kind of cool, and hang out at a restaurant, and it felt good to get in that lifestyle. I miss going out and doing stuff. But also, it's okay. It takes time. I'm not in no rush. You can hit me up on Call of Duty with Joe anytime. We'll battle it out. But please, please, please comment on our Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Message us. Text me and Joe if you can. Just get involved with the show. Let us know if you really like titty fucking. So, yeah. Take us home, Joe. Bye.
Thanks. All right. How do you?
We want to know. We want to get both sides. Men, do you like titty fucking? Women, do you like fucking
Getting your tits fucked.
doing male penis?
Oh, what do we call it before? Breast sex?
Breast humping.
Breast humping.
Breast humping.
Get a BH.
Get a BH. Good old fashioned BH. Sounds like a fucking degree. Sounds like a degree or something. Ah, yeah, I got my BH at Catalina.
Catalina's. Yeah. Universe of pussy. Okay, no.
Hey. You know where it's at.
Hey.
203?
209.
Oh, shit.
209. Catalina.
203.
203.
It's not 209, guys.
That's 209. It's not 209. I'm gonna close this out by thanking Deech
Yes, you're here.
for being back with us.
My pleasure.
Dude, every time it's fucking phenomenal. We have great conversations, and I fucking love it. It feels good. Just being up here in the balcony with you. I mean, not the balcony.
It's a
the
good
roof.
night tonight.
Yeah, it's a good
great
night. Last night, which was 4th of July, I didn't celebrate 4th of July. I didn't celebrate Independence Day. and it wasn't weird. Like, it wasn't weird. I'm used to celebrating it. I'm used to going out, doing fireworks, going somewhere, watching the fireworks, doing all this stuff. We were at the crib. We didn't do shit. We just I took Gavin up to the roof so he could watch the fireworks, and that was it. We were up there for a little bit, and then went back inside and just hung out.
Oh, you saw that fire too.
What's that? Oh, there was a fire too across the street. So
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So earlier that day, that same day, Independence Day, yesterday, there right across the street, there's a house, and the back caught on fire. It was a huge fire, huge fire. You could see it
Like
from far. Yeah. And it was just funny, like, because you could hear the fireworks going off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This was going?
Yeah, no, you could hear the fireworks.
Oh, in the house.
In the house.
Oh, because they
Yeah.
got. Oh,
So you could hear all the
fuck.
explosions. Pa, pa, pa. Like, and it was a big ass fire. Fire department shut the streets down. Like, yeah, it was crazy. It was bad. And then later on that night, people were celebrating by shooting off fireworks
Wow.
on the block, on our block where the fire happened.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, fucking America.
Mm.
And I don't know if you guys noticed it, but this year it seems like there are a lot more fireworks.
Oh, yeah.
And
Everywhere.
I'd like to thank America for that. We got our little fucking extra government checks, and we're blowing it on fucking fireworks. Ah, jeez. Ah,
Yeah.
amazing.
I went to the strip club.
Y'all get extra money to fucking survive during the pandemic, and what do? You go buy more fireworks.
You
Get
set it
the
on fire.
Fuck out of here. Oh my gosh.
America.
Yeah, but I'm saying it didn't celebrate Independence Day because I know it sounds taboo and just like, but what are we celebrating? What independence are we celebrating? Like, what freedoms were there? Like, yes, the United States celebrated its independence from the British colonizers, but for who? It wasn't for people like us. It wasn't for our skin tone. Definitely not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't for the railroad workers. It wasn't for the fucking slaves. It wasn't for the fucking croppers. It wasn't for them. So what are we fucking celebrating? Why is it an issue? Why is it an issue to make Juneteenth a national holiday?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it an issue to make it a government holiday? Why? What? Because we're gonna lose millions in payroll. But celebrating Columbus Day is cool for what?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, celebrating any of these other bullshit holidays is cool. Or it's cool losing those millions, but for Juneteenth, which is a pretty important fucking date, especially for Black Americans, that's an issue.
Yep.
We have a problem with that. Oh, that's impeding on my rights. Like, what the fuck? Come on, guys, really.
Mm-hmm.
We have to start questioning what liberties we're really celebrating. And yeah, it's cool. We love fireworks. We love cookouts. That's cool. Let's celebrate that. But let's
Firework
not
day.
pretend this is fucking for our Independence Day,
Yeah.
because a lot of us aren't fucking free.
Mhm.
And especially now, like, it rings even truer when we know that a bunch of like immigrant children and mothers and
Still caged.
are being caged,
Mhm.
literally caged. It's not like they're in a prison. No, they're in cages. There's fencing. You know, so it's not like it's ridiculous, and we have to reflect. We absolutely have to reflect. And the people just have to be careful too, because Independence Day, like, you're tossing up those fireworks and you burn your hand off or explode something like it happened
JPP.
yesterday over at my place. It's
Yep.
just it's crazy.
JPP blew his hand off.
Oh, really?
Remember it was like 2 years ago or something? Yeah,
From a
2 years
firework?
ago. Yeah, from fireworks. I
Wow.
think it was JPP. And then he played the next year, bandaged up.
Oh,
He
you're
was
right.
killing it.
You're right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fucking
People.
Giants.
But yeah, so yeah, know what you're celebrating, and COVID it hasn't gone away, and it looks like we might be heading towards another shutdown. So if we are, I'm hoping that the government extends our little payouts. because if they're expecting us to stay home again, then we should be, compensated for it.
Yeah, use the tax money for what it should be used
exactly.
Yeah.
for. Give it back
Use-
to me, you bitch.
And even then, these unemployment shits are our own money.
And they're taxable.
taxes.
They
It's
tax
it's
it.
ta-
Yeah.
it's money
Yeah,
that
they're
we've paid for.
We're getting taxed on the tax that we paid to
Yeah.
get taxed.
When I saw
It's
that,
crazy.
I was like, what?
to get taxed.
It's crazy.
What?
I think it's the tax on the additional money that they're giving us.
Oh, okay, so not the full.
Yeah, it's not it's
The
not
full
yeah,
amount.
It's for the
It's full amount. You get taxed prior to COVID. So my unemployment since December has been taxed.
Oh shit, that's crazy.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Government, you son of
Yep.
a bitch.
Yep.
Anyway, again, we thank you. This is episode 80. 80 is a
80.
pretty.
Significant episode.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a good one.
that's-
I mean,
80.
we've been doing this.
20
We've been doing
more.
this, and
You gonna be there for the
No
More
100?
way.
seasons, huh?
Of course
Hell
he
yeah,
is.
it will be.
we want to thank you guys. We want to thank Deech for coming out again. This has been episode 80 of the None of Our Business podcast.
I have no beatbox. So
Breast humping
BH.
Lubricate
is the name of this episode.
breast.
Yes. Breast humping. Please,
BH.
please,
Breast
Joe.
hump.
Or breast bumping. I don't know.
I'm gonna do breast humping.
Breast humping.
Breast humping.
Yeah.
We talked
I'm gonna
about
make.
it.
I
We agreed
already
to
make
it.
a flyer
Yeah,
for
we-
it. Fuck it.
I love it.
Hey. Eat your woman out.
Suck your man's dick.
Ditto both of those sentiments.
We force them. We force them to
I
do it.
know,
They're not
I know.
prepared.
Yeah, well, no, I knew it was coming. I know you did. I was like, okay, suck your man's dick, and then I'm gonna say something really dope. Drink
And then it was
water.
Ditto,
Hydrate.
Yeah.
Dick water.
dick water. That's the name of that.